If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund. Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron-style bracelet, the knitted-style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Did you know that Jewellery Maker's phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
Good afternoon, jewellery makers. Welcome one and all to our under £10 day. My name is Rebecca Redican. Feel free to call me Becky though. And I have got so many astonishing treats. And I have to be completely honest with you. Some of the products that I've got in today, I would never, ever, ever have imagined to be under £10. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If I tell you about Moldavite, under £10 day, genuinely mean it. I'm so excited to bring you that. And also, I've never managed to work with this lady before. It's only her second show, and I've got to say her pieces are so incredible that it's pretty much all me and my producer have been speaking about for the last sort of half an hour. These pieces are genuinely astonishing. When you look at these pieces, you would never ever believe that these kits are coming at under £10, because to me these look like pieces of artwork. Today it is my absolute pleasure to be joined by Vicky. Hi Vicky, how are you?
A bit nervous again.
Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. We'll look after you, I promise.
I've kind of hid for the last 2 weeks.
You're back with us today.
Yeah.
Ready and raring to go?
Yes.
I promise we will look after you. If you need anything, Tech Up Michael is here, and B Diddy is with us as well today. So just give us a holler. Your pieces are incredible. Please tell us a little bit about how you started jewellery making.
Well, I started after an accident. I had an accident a few years ago. Fell down the stairs, broke my neck.
Wow.
All, you know, usual things that, you know, had to recover from, and then found Jewellery Maker.
Yeah.
And then started watching, then ordered my first kit, and then lo and behold, here we go.
Wow.
Oh, I did make my first piece of jewellery when I was 14 in metalwork, and it was an Egyptian collar.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's a really good place to start.
Yeah.
So it's something that you had a little penchant for, and now, well, you've seen her pieces. Aren't they absolutely incredible? I cannot wait to get into those demonstrations, and we will be doing that very soon. But before that, I'm going to get started on our under £10 collection. And yes, you can see that I've got 2 strands on my hand here. £10 each. I've only got 54 of these in stock, and look at them. They're big, they're bold, and they're beautiful. Today I am joined by producer Danny. Guess what? He is a big, big keen on these. So keen, in fact, he's going to do us an incredible deal. And it's his half birthday today as well. I got him half a card, didn't I? I was cutting it this morning. Just gave him half a card. These are incredible, and we're going to get a wonderful deal for you. We truly, truly are. Danny absolutely adores these, and I can see why, because look, you've got this really beautiful bubble work design with all of these pinks and blues and blacks against that wonderful shell background. I've only got 48 now. £2.50 per strand these are working out at. I think that is astonishing. Look at how beautiful these coins are. Imagine these sitting against the wrist or maybe against the décolletage. I think they're going to sit so beautifully. They're really going to give a nice amount of shine because you've got that shell in the back of them. £4.95 for us today. I think that is an astonishing deal. I hope you're having a great week so far. It's Friday, it's the start of the weekend, and we are setting it off with a bang. Under £10 day all the way until 10 o'clock this evening, and yes, that includes the kits. So many of you in with us. It's really nice to see you all. Hello, lovely to see Cheshire and Essex and Wiltshire and Cornwall and Kent and Shropshire and lots of other places. Really wonderful to have you on board with us today, you lovely people. £4.95 total deal and a half, and I'm going to bring you some more deals now. I want to squeeze in some before we get into this kit, just giving Vicky time to get everything together. Okay, so we're going to purple quartz. This is a really elegant colour. I love like a lilac-y lavender colour. And I really like about these that you've got this kind of internal interest. If I hold it up for you like that, you'll be able to see it better, I think. You've got this really interesting internal kind of detail to them. They almost look a little bit sort of misty, don't they? You have got, ladies and gentlemen, purple quartz here, and it's got this unique and individual colour, which is almost touching upon the kind of Rose de France colouring, actually, isn't it, that you might expect from amethyst. It's kind of got the back palettes of pinks within there, which I think really show off that individual internal aspect to them. The lovely thing about the internal aspect to these, I think, is it gives more interest. It adds a little bit of difference to it than just a totally eye clean gemstone. I think that's going to really bring you a lot of, you can see that interest, can't you, inside. Load of you already treating yourself to these 8mm rounds on them, and your price point is going to knock your socks off. You ready for this? Your price point today is coming out at just £5.95. That isn't just for 2 strands either. You've seen it on your screen, triple trouble. It's for 3 strands, everybody. £5.95. That's working out, what, £2 per strand? Well, £1.99-ish per strand. I think that is a really wonderful deal. Imagine these with the likes of maybe your citrine, or maybe even the likes of your, bit of a quirky one, but I'm just throwing it out there. What about turquoise? What about turquoise? I know it's a bit quirky. It's a bit quirky. Oh, I'm all over this. I really like that look. I really like that interest. Super summery, isn't it? What about with Moldavite? I can't believe I'm doing Moldavite for you on an under £10 day. It is incredible. If you don't know about Moldavite, it is literally an extraterrestrial treasure. It really is. It came from out of this world, literally. I'll tell you more about that later on. £2.45, if I recall, that's going to be coming at approximately. So do make sure you stay there. How about popping a bit of aquamarine with something like this to really just make that look very, very delicate? Adding, oh wow. Okay, wait. I know this sounds silly, but I'm going to have to keep reminding myself that it's under £10 day, because I wouldn't expect to be bringing to you aquamarine on an under £10 day. And not many chances, 22 did you say? 23 chances, sorry, on this one, so you do have to be quick. If you've never made an order with us before, it's so simple. 0800 644 655 is how I do it, just because I like speaking to people, and I'm not very technologically minded. So do feel free to get in touch with us like that. And just to let you all know as well, you do get a free DVD and booklet on your first purchase. 23 is all we've got. Only ever been seen once before. We've got 21 of these available. Aquamarine, one of the most sought after of all the beryl family. In particular, when you've got this kind of Pantone Serenity colour. 20 opportunities left, and that's it. Zigpee. 25 is your code on this one if you want to treat yourself to it. You know it's going under £10. 19 available opportunities. You've got to come in and get this as quick as you can. The price is rolling down. That means it shouldn't be this price, but it is today. £9.95. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how things today I wouldn't expect to be under £10 because technically this shouldn't be. This Moldavite, that I've got a beautiful strand of natural ruby that you're going to adore coming up for you later as well. Vicky, what do you like about this strand of aquamarine?
Well, I was going to say that it'd be perfect to go with the kit.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Because I've used on just the simple bracelet there, you could make that a lot bigger. You know, you can then micro macrame, have one of them in the centre, and you know, because I can stretch my gemstones.
Yeah, of course you can, because
I've got loads left. Yeah, and I've done the exact same thing with my last kit, my last 2 kits when I was on, and I had most of the gems left because I was doing lots of wire weaving this time. But so I can really stretch.
Yeah, so this can last and last and last with lots of makes. Just to let you know, it is really a mixed media show today because obviously we've got cords and then later on we've got wire work for you. Hi all, please can you tell us when the Moldavite will be on? I need to pop out, but I don't want to miss it. Thank you. Yes, Angela, it's coming up for you at 2:45-ish. Danny would like to know what you're popping out for. I'm going to say Angela's doing the big shop. It's Friday. She's doing the big shop for the weekend, I think. Yeah, that's what I reckon. You think she's going out with the dog, do you? Okay, she's going out, she's taking a dog out for a walk. Angela, just make sure you're back at 2:45, if you will. Okay, nearly sold out of those, over allocated. Good luck to you all. £9.95. I'm going to dive on into the kit now, and I've got kits in 2 separate sections. Which one are we starting off with? Sorry, my love. Danny? Okay, yeah. I'm just going to let you know, do you know what? This is going to sell out. I've got 104 in stock. We know this is going to sell out. I think I would pretty much only really have to show you 2 products and you are going to be amazed by the price. First product, Swarovski. Swarovski.
My daughter bought a necklace with one. It was an oval shaped, and the necklace itself was £10, so with just one.
For just one. And you're not getting just one,
No.
you're getting 6 of these in total. This is genuine, real Swarovski crystals that we have here in the heart shape. You can see it's top drip. Look at the sparkle, look at that amount of fire. All of those different colours, the golds, the greens, the purples, the blues, every single colour that you could hope for. We're not putting the graphics in just yet. I will give you a 3-second countdown later. It's because we've only got 104 and we want everyone to have the same chance. So these alone, I think £10 for just these alone is a phenomenal deal. But I'm not stopping there. If we were just doing these as a separate section, you know, just as a bundle by itself, I think, you know, £10 for all of this would be astonishing. In particular, of the size of them and the amount of fire you saw on that recording, I think that is a wonderful deal. And as I say, you are getting 6 of these in total. And now I'm going to bring to you genuine gemstones alongside these as well, and yes, still under £10. I have got for you another strand of your aquamarine and bicones. Wow. This is a strand that glows. This is why it's going to go perfectly, that previous strand with your kit, isn't it, Vicky?
That's what I was thinking. I thought they just know that I love aquamarine.
And you can tell you do because you've really made them kind of highlighted pieces in quite a few.
I didn't use it with the blue cord just because I didn't want to wash the aquamarine out. So I wanted to make it pop.
Yeah, and you definitely have with all of those cords. I think the fact that this is natural, the amount of colour you're getting in this is actually incredible.
It is,
a really huge amount for a natural strand. I've got 30 carats worth on there for you. And look how well it goes with that Swarovski. Look at how beautiful it almost acts as like a magnifying glass for it. Can you see that behind the heart in the tweezers? Look at how that magnifies that colour and gives it all of that interest. I think when you work these alongside each other, it'd be rude not to, I think. I think they work perfectly together. I think, looking at this, these two alone, I would expect at Jewellery Maker prices, what, £20 just for these? Just for these two alone? That's what I imagine. £10, yeah, £10 each. But I'm not stopping there. Under £10 there, you're also going to be getting your essential threading pack in here, beading thread, monofilament, and your elastic. And the graphics are in. There you go. Time to call us right now. Love is in the air. You have got such an astonishing, a beautiful amount of interest in this with all of that Swarovski. There is another product to show you as well. I haven't even stopped there. I'm chuffed as peas with that. I mean, what, the essential threading pack, if I brought this essential threading pack at what, £3, then I would never be expecting the rest of this to work out, well, £3 essentially extra each. I think this is an astonishing deal, but I'm not stopping there. I'm going to bring you another phenomenal gemstone. You can see the quantity going down. I do need to make you aware that we have got multi-buyers on this, so that quantity is ish what we've got left, because it takes quite a while for our graphics to basically pay attention to how many people have bought. So we have got multi-buyers. That is our maximum number that we've got right now with all the people that have checked out. I'm going to bring to you a garnet now, which is absolutely luxurious. This is going to go out of the door in just a couple of minutes. Another natural, genuine gemstone strand, 32 carats worth you've got on this, and you're around about a 3x2. So unusual for us to see the tubes, but what a lovely look and detail it gives. How are they to work with?
They were lovely. The blue cord went through them, the red cord. Obviously the
white
threading,
cream,
the threading material went through. But yeah, they were lovely to work with, yeah.
I just think they look beautiful in this collection. They really, really do. Now, were you, when you got this kit, aware it was going to be an under £10 kit?
No, I thought that was my next one. I had seen under £10, but I thought that's the next show that I'm doing. I thought to myself, I must have got it wrong.
Yeah, because of the amount you've got.
Yeah.
I knew it was under £10 day to day. I didn't realise the kits were included because I'd only seen the kits. Okay, way over half of my stock has gone. Should we get that price point in for you? We all know it's under £10. Should be. But we're rolling it down for you today. An incredible deal, an astonishing opportunity. Make sure you're joining us at JewelleryMaker.com if you can't get to the phone right now. If you are in a queue, we'll be with you very, very soon. Genuinely, for the Swarovski alone, I think that is wonderful. If I did these two strands for you now as a bundle, because sometimes we do bundles with two different strands, don't we? If I did this for you now as a bundle at £9.95, I genuinely think we would still be selling out as we are. Because they're both natural strands, because we've got so much of that natural intensity of colour in the aquamarine, and because we've got that really unusual shape coming through in the garnet. 28 opportunities left. It is going to sell out very, very soon. We're getting into our teens now. Do feel free to give us a text in. We are doing under £10 day. Let us know what you're loving. Feel free to ask Vicky any questions as well. 60777. So you text with the word JM Studio. Maybe you want to wish producer Danny a happy half birthday. Do feel free to message us in 60777 and start that text with the word JM Studio to get in touch with us. Almost sold out of these, pretty much over allocated. So, well, in fact, we are over allocated. So I'm sorry, but people are going to start missing out. Don't worry, I have got another part of the kit, but if you want your Swarovski today, this is the only kit we've got it in the mid-show. Well done, everybody. Way over allocated on that. Okay, I'm bringing you some cords now, and you have obviously know your way around a cord, if you don't mind me saying, Vicky.
Well, yeah, the dog goes absolutely mad when she sees me getting them out.
Is this Lola?
Yeah, Lola. She starts backing up and then barking at me. As soon as she sees the macrame board, she knows she's getting no attention for at least a few hours. Then she starts trying to get to my daughter.
Oh, bless.
So it's quite funny. But yeah, because you know, they did, I mean, they did take a while to make, but it was once I got started.
Well worth it. These pieces are astonishing, aren't they? This is, for me, you know, it just goes to show how diverse macrame can be. I've got cords here for you. Now, tell us what is important for you when you're working with cords and what you liked about these ones.
I liked the different sizes because The red is, I think, 0.3, and that made the centre centre flower, the red flowers, obviously really small, because so it made interest in the piece because the white threads are a lot, the white cord's a lot thicker, so that, you know, you can see more of the knots and things, but and they all go perfectly together, so. I just loved it, yeah. I am so impressed with your pieces. That first kit has sold out. Your second kit's coming on your screen now. Just wanted to try and show you some of the separate thicknesses on here. You have got 0.4 in the blue. You've got 0.4 in the silver, 0.4 in the white, and a 0.3 in the scarlet colour. So you can see the differences in your thicknesses there. You are getting 260 metres worth of this scarlet, because what we do is we keep our reels the same thickness, the same size, if you will. So a massive 260 metres worth on these, and still a huge 70 metres on each of the others. Total of 470 metres worth we've got all in all. This is going to make your pieces, well, as you can see, stand out and beautifully kind of detailed and intricate, and it's also definitely going to give you a lot of scope to work with because you've got such a diverse colour palette here. If you want to treat yourself to this, it's the final part of our kit today. It will be under £10. We're rolling that down for you now. Love is in the air, cords collection. £2 per spool? Don't mind if we do. £7.95 on all of that for you. That's working out at £2 for 260 metres worth on just this one spool. I paid £6 for 0.3.
£6 for 0.3. Wow. £2 today. That's a bit of a special deal, isn't it? What a great price it really is, and well done to all of you who've already got this. If you do want to be able to recreate this look, you're going to really want to make sure you're getting all the components you need. And the fact of the matter is, with all the Swarovski, the 2 strands, all the thread impact, and all of this cord, those makes have cost less than £20 to make. I would never ever have imagined that for a moment. That first piece for me, genuinely, if I saw that in an art gallery, and that's the type of place I would imagine. I went to an art gallery the other day actually, and there was a wire work piece, a bit different, but if I saw that in an art gallery and it had a £250 price tag attached to it, I would not be surprised. That would not shock me at all because of the workmanship that's gone into this. If I found out that the components actually cost all in all less than £20, that is the thing that would shock me. But they have today. Vicky, so lovely to be with you. These are astonishing pieces.
Thank you.
I absolutely love and adore them. Where do you get your inspiration from?
I look onto the internet and things, but it's just usually where, you know, what comes to me at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm feeling very floaty and girly at the moment, so that's where the flowery piece came from.
I think it's incredible, this piece. And this is the piece we're going to be learning to make. I like how you've got quite structural flowers, and then you've got this real nice free-flowing kind of talk. The part of the inspiration come from a flower that reminds me of when I was younger, because my mum used to do a lot, well, she still does, do lots of gardening, and one of the plants that she had was a silvery grey fairy one with white flowers. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really pretty, and she loved that, and so did I, so that's where that one come from. But I thought I'd throw some red in as well. I think that's given it a lovely pop, and actually the red ones look a little bit like poinsettias, don't they?
Yeah,
Which I think is really pretty.
Christmassy.
Okay, we're going to get started on your demonstration because we have a lot to learn. So Vicky, where are we starting?
Well, I thought I'd start at to show how the flowers start. So that you can make them different sizes. The red flowers are they took the longest time to make, and the different sizes in the flowers depend on how many threads you choose to use.
Okay.
Also the thickness. Obviously you can see I think this is roughly the same number of threads in them too, and they're just a different size, and it's only a 0.1 of a mil.
0.1 difference, yeah.
So it's, you know, very very minimal. You can see there's there's many flower macrame
techniques.
videos online out there, so to look, but this is the one that I've used for this.
Okay.
So I've cut 5 cords, roughly an arm's length, so that's usually about a metre 10. I've secured them, 4 of them with about 6 to 8 inches on one side, and secured that to one side of the macrame board. And then I've got one across that I've secured and tightened up, and sometimes if I want to keep the tension I'll put some pins in, but it depends if they get in the way. So this is just the basic attachment. So we're going to go, you can move that out of the way. They're all underneath, so this is basically the holding cord, but it's over there. So we go over, under, and pull through, over, under, through there, and pull through. And we attach all the cords this way. Over the holding cord, under and through. I've only done 4 on this one so that I can speed up the demo. It just depends on how many how large you want your flower. Because I've done 7 on the other one that I'm going to show you how to close. So we're attaching 4 in the same way. So it's the same, all the way through the necklace, it's the same, you know, half hitch. This is half hitch. This is a underneath half hitch, just to attach that one. And so then we leave our first cord to the side because we're creating this part. So that's these are our threads that we've left, and this is the part that we're going to create right now. So we leave that there, and we come up over our 2 cords. This is now our holding cord, or directional cord I sometimes call it, because this is the direction of the row of knots are going to be. Okay. So we're going straight up. So, and then it's the same, it's the half hitch. So the first cord. And we do a double half hitch, and this is the knotting technique that I'll be getting used all the way through. Oh, I've started wrong, sorry. Oh no, I haven't. Because I've only done 4, I'm not used to being them so small. And then we use a pin. I sometimes use normal dressmaking pins rather than the T-pins. Oh yeah. Just because I don't want to make a big massive, these are quite thick. Mm-hmm. So, but they're not as sturdy. I've got lots of bent dressmaking things. And then we unpick our holding cord from before, and now we add that in. And this is how we make it go upwards. Sorry. That's all right. This is how we make it go up that way. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so we're making that diagonal upwards. So, and then with the next row, we leave our first cord again, and then take this one. It's now the directional or holding cord. Okay. So we can secure this one if it's to keep everything. So that's how you get that tapering look, isn't it? Yeah. So, and then it's the half hitch, double half hitch, and then we bring it in. Again, the previous holding cord from the previous row, and half hitch.
you can already see that forming.
Yeah, so now we're going to leave this one, and so on this row we leave the bottom one, and then we carry on, and we can just do the... Oh. That's the only problem when you use the little pins, is these tend to stick out sometimes. So you just try and keep things secured with the pins.
So that makes your life easier.
Yeah. I'm having the drippy nose thing again, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Tell you what, how about I bring on an upsell, you get rid of drippy nose, and then no one will even notice.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to bring to you now some wire. And the wire I'm going to bring to you is a very, very special wire. This is our twisted diamond wire, and what you've got here, as you can see, is these two different colours in each of these designs. Diamond wire, you've got this really beautiful, essentially you have a centre wire, and then you have a wire that is coiled around that, and this gives you this wonderful multi-tonal effect. Works in the same way as your normal wire would, will still give you that beautiful workability and effect, but gives you more texture. You've got a big selection of your gauges in here, so you're going to be getting your 28 gauge, so you're looking at around about your 5/6. You've got 10 meters worth in the yellow and blue, and you've got the gold and red, and you've also got the brown and green. So we've got your sturdy size here as well. So essentially you can work with these like you would your normal wire, but it's going to give you a different texture and a different look. A really lovely collection here. Give it a go, why don't you? At a give it a go price, under £10 day. Not quite under £10. Should we take off 86p? Because that's technically under 10. That is unreal. £5.95. I've only got 69 in stock, I've just been told, so it is a final chance opportunity on your price point there. 30 meters worth of this wire. This is going to go on and on and on and on. And what I will say as well is a lot of our guest designers have worked with this, so if you need a little bit of inspiration, feel free to look back and get some. The likes of Gemma Crow, I know, has worked with this and has done some beautiful pieces. So do feel free to look on our YouTube. You'll go on the playlist section, you'll be able to see loads and loads of our shows, and you might be able to find it on there. £5.95 for all of this. Pretty good price, right?
It is brilliant, brilliant price. So I haven't used them yet,
no.
So yeah.
You need to give it a go.
I do, yeah, and at that price you wouldn't be able to complain, really, would you?
You're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. £5.95 for you today on this one. Well done, everyone, and please do check out your baskets whilst you can, and don't forget, if you want to make an order, you can do so by calling us, getting us online, or you can download our free app as well. Just get it whilst you can, and make sure you're making the most of our £2.95 postage and packaging on our under £10 day. I've got Humo weight coming up for you in a moment or two, and I've got memory wire, and I've got loads more, so do make sure you stay in tuned. Okay, I'm back with you, Vicky.
Okay, right, so we're at the point of, we've got our tapering up of the petal of the flower. Now we need to come back down, so we place a pin in the top, and then we bring this back again, and this is still our holding cord, directional cord, and so because we're coming back this way, and this time we want to do a double half hitch. If you've left two cords at the top there, which I have done with other ones, then you do two, only I have just left one for this one. Then we change direction, and now this one becomes the holding cord, so this one comes underneath, because the holding cord or directional cord always goes over the top of your knotting cord, and then we knot. And because we want to attach it now to the other side, we pull it over and we're going to attach it there.
When you are crafting at home, where do you craft? Just for anyone who's not tried macrame before.
In bedroom, by the makeup desk, basically.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I'm surrounded with lots of storage, with all my things in. I've got, and I sit there.
And you get making.
Yeah, and then the dog's on the bed behind me.
Oh,
or crying.
Trying to get attention. Yeah.
Dropping a ball on me. Yeah. So then with the next one, we're going to bring this one along, and this one goes over the top. And now we're going to bring in, so directional cord, then over, half hitch, and then half hitch from the previous one. And now you want to attach this row of the petal to the other side. And then with the final one, we do the exact same thing, half hitch, and you can see that it tapers down. And depending on how many cords you use, will depend on how big your petals are. Double half hitch. Then bring in the previous holding cord.
The good thing about this technique is it's not about counting all of the knots or all the stitches, because it kind of tells you where to go almost, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, but if you do make a mistake, you have different shaped petals, because on the red cord's so thin that there was a couple of times when I made a mistake, it didn't make a difference. No. It just, it just made the petal maybe go a little bit out of sync with the others, but that was fine.
Mother Nature works like that sometimes, doesn't she?
So, and then we finally attached the last one. Then, so that we need to go back to make our next petal. We need 5 petals in total for this. So let's unattach our cord from before that went over all of the cords. Then we just do one single thingy, one single hitch, half hitch, not a double half hitch, and then we go back up to start our other petal.
Your other petal.
Yeah. So, and it's just the same thing. Do all 5, all 4 of your cords at first, and then with each row you leave one behind, and that's how you get the tapering effect. But you make sure you bring back the previous.
I see.
Previous holding cord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we are about to, well, we have just sold out pretty much of the, of the wire that was on your screen. I am sorry about that. If you do want to get your hands on memory wire, I have got that here for you. So please do make sure that we've sold out of so many things already today, already sold out of an entire part of a kit. So please do make sure that if you do want to get your hands on anything, you are getting in quick. I'm going to really quickly pop on your screen now, as we have sold out of that, and people tell us off if we don't have graphics on the screen. We are going to bring to you the memory wire collection. I feel like I've not seen memory wire in ages. It's been a really long time. Have you worked with memory wire before, Vicky?
Yeah, when I first started, but I haven't used it much lately. However, now I've started mixing macrame with other medias. I've done one of my pieces that I've not long made was a labradorite cabochon with wire weaving around it, plus flowers similar to that, and thingies, and that would have been nice round memory wire, but because I made my own.
Oh, you made your own talk for it.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point to make as well, that you can do, this kind of medium isn't just about stranding on nuggets, as beautiful as that looks. You can do macrame over these, you can use these as a base of a talk.
The white piece there.
This one?
Yeah. That starts with you just you're using your locks head knot and using just adding all of them onto your threads, and then that becomes the talk. So you wouldn't need to do that.
Perfect idea. Yeah. You've got a selection of memory wire here. If you've not come across memory wire before, don't worry, I'll explain it to you. It has got a memory. It essentially will move in and out of shape time and time again. You can, if you use a little bit of force, make these stay into shape, so you can make flower shapes out of these, etc. We have got the ring size here for you. You are getting 14 coils, if memory serves me right, on the ring size, and it is a one size fits all, because as you put your gems on, it will stretch out and it will kind of go to fit you, and obviously you can work around that. So you have got a selection. It's not just 14 coils though, because you're getting 3 packs here. You've also got your bracelet size, again 14 coils on this one, so up to 14 bracelets really, and then you've got 10 coils on the necklace pieces. It's not just about making rings, bracelets and necklaces though, as we've said. You could do headpieces with these, you can do shapes with these, you can really do whatever you like with these. Just set your mind to it. Lots of DVDs based around these as well, and inspiration if you need some. £4.95 for 3 packs of your memory wire, so do get them whilst you can. £4.95. I haven't seen them in ages, and great as well if you've got young people off on their holidays at the moment, because mediums like this are quite good fun to get involved with. £4.95 for you today. Okay, I'm back with you, Vicky.
Okay, so you carry on, and I done 5 petals with mine. Then you need to, if I can show the back of this one. Then it needs to come together, and then I wrapped around that, and that's where the vine comes from. You know, I wrapped around these extra cords. Okay. And then that's where the vine comes from, and then you add in your leaves, which is very similar to the flower. I see. So if I show that to Michael, you can see how those end cords continue on here, and that's how you get these vine details and how it goes into all the other elements. And you just carry on bringing in the grey cord. Got you. Fab. Perfect. So I'll just get rid of that. So to attach them together, we just fold it in half, inside out. Then we're going to... I know this is a silly question, but how can you tell which is inside out? This side has got all the detail of the flowers. Okay. You know, the rose. Petals. You can see the rose, whereas this side looks more like knots. Ah, yes, I can see. Right, got that. Yeah. So turn it inside out. We want our petal to join together. So I've done this on a smaller macrame board, so hang on. Yeah, I'll just pin it. So we pin it together through the big holes that you've made, and we just get what each side has got you've got a shorter thread and a longer thread. So we get that, we just do an overhead knot, pull it together, and then tie the same. Do that all the way along. Overhand, and then secure. Overhand. Oh, sorry, the wrong way around. Doesn't really matter. That way. And as you can imagine, with the red flowers, with them being so fine and there being so many cords on the larger ones, it was you needed a magnifying glass. I got a headache. I thought I was in jewellery making hell.
Make sure you get good lighting. Handy, maybe.
Yeah. So we just do that all the way along. And then secure. And then the last one.
And don't forget, if you do want a macrame board, we might have some online at the moment. If we don't, you can, and you're just starting out, you can use the likes of, you know, your clipboard and
that's how I started. Yeah. This is a lot easier. I mean, I don't think you'd be able to make this on a clipboard.
No.
But it's a good way to start the bracelets and things like that, because you need the pins. So anyway. So then we bring one of our ones that's secured, we bring that down, and now we're going to bring all these cords together.
Okay, so you're starting at the top again?
Yeah, start at the top, because we want to go to the centre of the flower. And now we're going to do our half hitch, double half hitch over the first one. Then bring in that one. And then the next shorter one. Because it doesn't really matter, as long as it's quite neat how you go. So, and you do this all the way along.
Okay. I'm going to bring your macrame board graphics in.
Good, yeah, because you do need it.
If you would like your macrame board. This is the large one. Not been seen since the 8th of June. This is our macrame board that we've got here, and Vicky, you're going to be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Why is this so great?
Oh, it changed my life.
Really?
I went from trying to make things on the clipboard to using bits of cardboard to making my own padded one, trying to get the pins in. No.
Once you got this, you never turned back.
No, that's when I can now do them.
Yeah. It will make your life a lot easier. It's £9.95 for you today. A really wonderful opportunity to get these. You will have a grid on one side and it will be plain white on the other, so you can use it for the likes of measurements, and depending on your design you can do completely and absolutely different looks.
Do you want to see mine?
Oh, yours is much loved, isn't it? Wow. That's had some use, hasn't it, Vicky?
Yeah.
Lots of pinholes in there. So do feel free to get your hands on these whilst you can. We don't tend to get them on that often at all.
Yeah, but I've had that for about 18 months, I think, and I use it all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, so we just keep bringing them in. We just want to get all these cords attached.
In one place.
Yeah, and coming from the bottom. So just pretend I've done that, and then as you can see it's all together. And if you wanted to now, you could add in the gems that you wanted.
Yeah.
You can use the monofilament or depending on which stones you use. Only the monofilament and the bead and thread went through the aquamarine.
Yeah. But
the other one, the cords went through.
Perfect. So that's how you can add those little kind of centre plumes to the pieces. It's an incredible piece, isn't it? Really incredible. Just whilst you're getting onto that next section, I'm going to really quickly bring on a kumihimo weight for you. Kumihimo is another cording technique. It's more of your braiding technique. You're using a disc with your kumihimo, and you have got here 50-gram weight for you, and this means that it's going to keep your designs nicely taut. It means that it's going to keep your designs beautifully even, because, you know, depending on what kind of day you've had, sometimes you might actually be doing a kumihimo weave and it can be very, very tense, and then sometimes, you know, it can be quite loose in areas. Things like this help it stay nice and even. You simply attach it to your cord through the centre of that kumihimo disc, and it keeps it all nicely sorted and in place. 50-gram one's a good one if you want a medium weight, and it's just £4.95 for you today. So a really good deal on that one for you. I've also got some seed beads coming up for you as well. So, you know, for kumihimo and seed beads, I think they work perfectly together. And also you could be using these seed beads in some of these designs, actually, if you wanted to use them as a centre kind of stamen to the flowers to give it a little bit of a more industrial look. So they're coming up for you in a moment. £4.95 on your kumihimo weight. So get that one whilst you can. I'm with you, Vicky.
Okay, right. So now there's two different ways to attach your cords. The way I did before, or there's the where you do the lark's head knot and then a half hitch either side. So we'll do that.
Okay.
So lark's head knot and then a half hitch either side.
Oh, so with the same cord?
This is so the flowers are in different colours. This is now going to be the vines.
Vine section.
Yeah, the bark or whatever you want to call it. The base of the necklace. So we can add them on like that.
Okay. So we're folding that in half.
Half, yeah.
Looping it through to do the lark's head.
Yeah, and then pulling through.
So that's your lark's head knot.
Yeah, and then the half hitch either side.
And then pulling that one through.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we do that. You can do about 8 or 9 of them, because now we're starting to get this part. This is, if I show the
Go ahead. Let me hand it to you.
It's this part.
So the clasp section.
Yeah. So then this is the loop. So I'm trying to make.
So we're going to make this loop for you now, and this is actually the section that the kind of lianas, if you will, go through, and that's what acts as the clasp detail to this. Which is really, really clever way to do it, actually, because it means you haven't got anything to fiddle with at the back, it's just there at the front. Makes it life easier, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And so this is another, the same way as you bring in cords with you, but this time you don't just have one holding cord. So we'll do one row. So one row of half hitches. But you'd have more cords on this, you'd have about 8. Because you keep the whole piece, you keep having to add in extra pieces.
Okay.
Because of, you know, it'd be too much to be working with these cords that I've added in. I forgot to say were arm's length.
Arm to arm.
Yeah, and then they're folded in half and looped under. And so we pin again because we want to keep things nice and secure.
Okay.
And we're going to bring in the previous holding cord in. Half hitch. And I'm trying to make it go round the corner. So with this one, with the next row, you can secure things if it's wobbling around, because that's another perfect thing about these boards. You wouldn't be able to do that with, you'd have clips everywhere, yeah. So, so then we do another row, but with this row we're going to bring in 3 cords as we go, maybe 4, so we're going to end up with a thicker. And then, so what I tend to do is I do a double half hitch, then I'll do a little tug to, so I'll bring it underneath the holding cord and give it a little pull because I want it to go and disappear around the back. And it just makes it more neat. A neater finish rather than having the cord at the front. And sometimes it still wants to come to the front, so you can still do that once you've thingied. Once you've done the knot, you can pull it underneath. And then I want to bring this one as well.
So you're knotting over all 3 of those cords.
Yeah, and so now instead of just one holding cord, we've got 3.
3.
And we could have 4 or 5. Just the more you've got, the thicker it gets. But so you need to pull in more tension, and then that helps to keep the knots roughly the same. You're going to see that there is a difference in the thicknesses, but I think that's the added texture to the piece.
Yeah.
So then we finish off with this, and to the end, so 3, still with our 3 holding cords, and then we bring in our previous holding cord from our last row. And now what we need to do, because we're trying to make it go round a corner and elongate, we need to make it back into one single holding cord. So we're going to go and still half hitch, but we bring the bottom one. The bottom one becomes the knotting cord.
Okay.
And so, because that it gives them a neater look, and then just a nice little.
Because again, the knot's kind of hidden at the back, then, isn't it?
And you carry on doing the exact same thing, going round and round the corner until you end up, and you keep pinning, putting pins in, and then so you do another row and another row and another row, and then eventually you get what's
this loop.
This a loop, yes. So then, if I just unpick it, sometimes if you make a mistake, then these are perfect for unpicking.
Perfect.
You know. So, pin it, because like I said, you pin it as you go. I've cut some of my pins with the cutters, not me flush cutters.
No, just normal shears, cutters.
Because I wanted them out the way, because sometimes they get in the way.
Are you quite precious over your flush cutters?
Oh yeah, but mine are broken now. I didn't get them from here, they're rubbish.
Oh, you need to be getting yourself some new ones.
So we want to bring this together to make our loop. Okay. So this is from the very first holding cord. Okay. But you need to, I mean, I have my boards going all over the shop. So, right, and then we just want to attach that.
So that's how you're closing up that loop.
Yeah, and then we can add on extra cords now. The same way that we did before, half the cord, still the same length because it's workable. Yeah. Add them in, and then this is how we can end up with, just keep on going along, and depending on where you want your curve to go, would depend. So we'd want the curve, now we want the curve maybe to go this way, because, and then we might want to change it. So so I could show you on another piece that I've got. Oh no, what have I done with it?
You lost it. It's alright.
There it is.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
So this is one that I've done before. This was a start-off piece, and then I decided I didn't really like it. But I can show you how to add in the flowers. Okay. Sorry, I'm moving everything.
No, it's alright. Don't worry. I've got an eye on it.
I forgot that I was meant to be looking at the
little screen.
Little screen.
It's alright. I'll be your eyes. you do the demo. I'll keep an eye on that.
So I wanted to make a little hole for the flower to go through, so that I could start doing so I half them. And I've just done a row. And I also done some more rows that way. I've done, this is a half hitch, but where you go from one side to the other.
Okay.
So basically then we add in the flower. Then we start, it's best to do this if it's the wrong way round. And so we add in the flower, and then we bring in these cords. Oh, it's got to be the right way, the flower's got to be through there, obviously. So bring in the flower, and then now we just attach, pin them together. Oh, sorry.
Pinning through both. No, don't worry.
Pinning through both. Yeah, and then we can then attach by holding all these together from the flower, and then we do a half hitch again.
I get you.
So now we've attached it to that part.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie, it's fiddly, and you've got lots of cords going everywhere. And you can do the when it's when you've got them all going and there's all different flowers, things, it does look a bit confusing.
Yeah.
So, but see now that's attached now onto there.
Yeah.
So then I'd move that out the way and then continue with the base. And whenever I wanted to add in an extra thread, I'd turn it round and add to the vines.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And that's how you get this vine-like look and how it kind of ties it all in together. Vicky, thank you so much for showing us this masterpiece. It really is absolutely incredible. It truly is. Thank you so much for showing us that. I bet we're going to have a lot of these on the Wall of Fame, aren't we? I'm going to be back with Vicky in just a few moments. I've got beautiful Moldavite coming up for you. Yes, under £10 and so much more. We'll be back with more inspiration in just a moment.
Get creating stunning designs in no time at all with this brilliant Introduction to Kumihimo DVD with guest designer Sarah Elvin. These easy to follow steps on this DVD will make you feel like you have your own personal tutor and will show you the best techniques to get you started with this amazing medium. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Amethyst is a gem which you can get in so many different colours, so many different shades, so many different clarities, and at Jewellery Maker we're lucky enough to have pretty much every single imaginable example of amethyst, whether it's natural Coloma Mine Zambian amethyst or whether it's going to be really highly prized lavender amethyst. And it's a gemstone which people have heard of. It's a household name. It's a gemstone with so much heritage, and it's worn by people of all ages, from all classes of society, and it's a fantastic gem to own.
I found Jewellery Maker by flicking through the TV one day and being absolutely astounded by the gemstones and the price. Obviously sceptical at first, but within days I'd ordered and never looked back. My first impressions were how friendly the channel is and feeling like being on the other side of the screen, you're still part of it. I enjoy the gemstones most about the channel, but also the presenters and the guest designers learning new techniques. Claire McDonald's my favourite guest designer. Her wire work is absolutely amazing, astounding. I love how the channel's evolved recently. I love the prices that we get, and the customer service is fantastic. Advice for somebody starting out in Jewellery Maker would be to have a little go at everything, see what you like, and then go with that, because you'll excel at whatever you're enjoying.
Sarah Elvin brings you her DVD, Friendship Bracelets. This fantastic DVD is filled with excellent techniques to create the perfect friendship bracelet. This includes the chevron style bracelet, the knitted style bracelet, and the crisscross bracelet. Friendships are forever, and so are bracelets. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. When you place your first order with Jewellery Maker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
Welcome back, Jewellery Makers. It's lovely to see you today. My name is Becky and I have got incredible deals for you today. I really, really, really do. It is under £10 day. Obviously, we wouldn't be expected to do that on Star Buys, though, in particular when I've got Ruby. Dramatic, seductive strand, and it's totally natural. Star Buy on Ruby. Naturally dramatic with that intense richness of colour. It has got so much depth to it, a real nice tonality about this, a real intricate kind of makeup of this, which is giving you that real beautiful depth. I think that makes it even more seductive because you've got that richness behind it. When you've got something this dramatic, you've got something that will make a statement. I've only got 50 of these available, I've just been told. I'm so sorry about that. 50 is my quantity, and these will be going quickly because, of course, it's Ruby. It's one of the most loved, famous gemstones in the world. It's just back in stock. We were only able to purchase 50 of them. So, because it's hard to get Ruby that is natural and that has this intensity and that also, has this workmanship to it. It does take us some time. You have got something very, very high-end here on this beautiful deep red conundrum. What you have with a conundrum is you have a very high-end gem family with the likes of your sapphire, of course, in there. And it is such a well-known family and such a well-known group, let's say, that a lot of people want to be part of it and want to be able to own it. You have got the chance to own this today, even though it is Ruby, even though it is so dramatically seductive with that wonderful deep rich tonality. This is the type of strand that if you wear this, people are going to know it's Ruby. People are going to know you're working with that high-end gemstone. Your price is rolling down because it shouldn't be under 10, but it is today. £8.95 for you on Ruby, for many the queen of gemstones. At that price point, I'd be happy if it was a double strand of nuggets, and I really truly would if it was one of the never-ending necklaces. I would be, absolutely. At that price, I wouldn't expect this intensity of colour naturally, because don't forget, when we're purchasing a natural Ruby, you're looking at around about a 50% pay increase on buying them in the trade compared to that's maybe been filled or treated in another way. So you would expect that higher price point on this, but today, because it's under £10 day, we are doing our Star Buys under £10 as well today. It is my pleasure to be joined today by a guest designer who has just been working up a storm and has done a brilliant demonstration and made some incredible pieces. I can't wait for you to see her next kit as well. It is the lovely Vicky. Hey Vicky. This is a really intense strand of Ruby. What do you like about it?
Well, that had gone perfect as well with the with my last kit.
Yeah, it would. You're right.
Yeah.
You really would.
£8.95. Sorry, I was a bit. I'm trying to get ready for the next thing. So
you're prepping up, aren't you? You're prepping for the next one.
So
you're prepping for the next kit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's astonishing, isn't it? I mean, before you found Jewellery Maker, would you have expected to be able to buy 45 carats at that price?
Even when I found Jewellery Maker at the beginning.
Yeah, you're right, actually. You are right. It is today. It is a very, very special treat. Lots of you treating yourself to these, and many people multi-purchasing as well. Lots of you with it in your baskets. Don't forget, if you're putting it in your basket, you're just saying, oh, I quite like that. You're not saying it's definitely going to be yours. So please make sure you're clicking again to make sure you're checking that out. I have got Moldavite coming up for you very, very soon indeed. About 40 minutes. Extraterrestrial treasure coming up for you in approximately 40 minutes, and yes, it's going to be under £10. I think that is incredible, because for me, when I think Moldavite, well, what prices are we used to seeing? 60, 70, 80 pounds for Moldavites? £200 we've done a £200 on Jewellery Maker before, you're right. I've got that coming up in cab form for you a little bit later on. Do treat yourself to them whilst you can. Oh, can I also just show you as well? I've got some really beautiful pearl drop earrings coming up for you in a little bit. These are coming up as your one to own at 3 o'clock-ish. So they're coming up for you in a little bit. You're going to be able to own these really beautiful freshwater pearl earrings, and they're not just one pair either, I'm bringing you 2 pairs, and yes, they're going to be under £10. Just an incredible day to be involved. Well done, everyone. Final chance on that, Ruby. Only 20-ish chances left. Okay, chain I'm going to bring to you now, and we do not get to see chain on a huge spool like this often. Today is your day to get it. Back in stock by popular demand, because let's face it, we don't get to see chain that often at all, and we haven't had this on since March this year. This is your curb chain. Now, chains have different names, I'm sure we all know that, and the reason they'll have different names is because of the makeup of them, because of the way in which they look, because of the texture and the detail that they give us. This one is your curb chain, and what you'll be able to see with this is these flattened ovals, which give you this incredible amount of surface area, and we all know what surface area means. High amounts of luster. This has got genuine silver over the top of it, which I'm sure we'll know is the very, very, very high reflective index on it in essence. It means that a lot of the light goes back to the eye, more than you would expect to, say, with the likes of your gold or your platinum. More of that light goes back to the eye. But the thing is, you can't always see it on very, very intricate chains, because you've got such a large surface area on every single one of these links. You get this glow, this ping, this brightness of light, which is just unignorable. You're getting 10 meters worth on this chain in total. So if you're thinking average necklace, we're looking at around about let's say 45 centimeters. You're going to be able to get yourself 20 necklaces out of this and still have some left over for a bracelet, maybe for a pair of earrings. So you're going to be able to make a mammoth amount of your curb detail necklaces and designs. And actually, earlier on, Vicky came in and done pendants, and instantly you needed chain, didn't you?
I was running around like a lunatic.
Why is chain so important?
Give me some chain. Because with the kit, I was going to make my own chain, which I did with the one that I'm going to demo. But I didn't have time with me doing the other kit as well, and so it was needed, because I'd made a pendant and I wanted to put it on something. Yeah,
absolutely. And when you have things like this in your stash, you've got that there as the safety net, really, haven't you? If you want a safety net, you can get one here today. This is your curb chain, and I will make you aware that it's rolling down in price, because we all know, you know, this doesn't generally equate. £7.95. That's working out about 79.5 pence per metre on this. I have bought organza ribbon per metre for a very similar price to that, let alone all of this chain. You've got 112 grams worth of your copper in here in total, and you've also got lashings of that silver over the top of it. That's going to give you that feeling of strength, and because you've got so much metal in this, it's really helping with that surface area and that brightness to it. It's going to really catch the eye. If you've got this on the décolletage, well, let's have a look. It's going to super glow. If I just place this up, I bet you can even see it from there. You can. Look at that sparkle. You can see it even from there. It has so much of a dramatic look and effect to it. It really does give that cascade of brightness. Actually, this is the type of chain I think you could just wear by yourself. Yeah. By itself, couldn't you?
You could, yeah.
It is a really wonderful look, and perfect one to have in your stash, to keep in your in your stash, in your storage boxes.
You could use that chain and then attach one of the hearts from before if you bought that kit.
Yeah,
the Swarovski.
Definitely agree with that, because the sparkle on the sparkle, it's going to work so well. Loads of you in for this. I've got less than 100 quantity now. It is back in stock by popular demand. The fact we're doing it on an under £10 day, of course, is going to make it probably sell out again. Please don't forget, even though it's under £10 day, we haven't changed the postage and packaging. It's £2.95, whether you buy one thing or 101 things. Today, get as much as you can in your basket before midnight, and you'll get the opportunity to own this and everything else for just that one postage and packaging price. I'm bringing some more chain, in a sense. Totally different kettle of cod here, though. This is popcorn. Well done, everyone who got their hands on that curve chain. You've got the popcorn chain coming up now.
I made a chain similar to that out of seed beads. It literally took me an age.
Really?
Yeah.
How long about?
I'm not that good with seed beads, and you can imagine they're small.
Yeah.
So about 2 days, yeah.
Wow. Just work,
yeah.
Yeah. These are giving such a dramatic look and effect, and this is your popcorn chain. If I hold it out for you, you'll be able to see the makeup of it. It is your necklace design that we have here. So you've got the clasp or the cord, the clasp, sorry, already attached to it. And you have got your extender chain on there as well to give you those different lengths. You've got that popcorn detail, which gives a real nice concertina effect to it as well. I've only got 60 now available because those graphics have been in for a moment or two. Look how elegant that looks. So beautiful. And because they are the open links, you can apply things like drops to this. You can apply the likes of your charms to this as well. Or just hang your pendants on there for a really nice dramatic look. This is your silver plated brass popcorn chain. You're not just getting one of these, you're getting a set of 3. So do treat yourself to it whilst you can, everybody. It's should be priced, but obviously it's not under £10. I've got 3 of these for you, and yet still we're going to be rolling it down in price. Are you ready to get your hands on this for what is essentially a price of better than buy 2 get 1 free, isn't it? Working out just under £3 per chain for you. I think it's such a dramatic look. It reminds me of the bases for, you know, well-known charm necklaces and charm bracelets. That's what it reminds me of.
Well, the pendants I've made with the next kit would go on there because I made a big bail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can really go dramatic with this in size and scale, can't you?
Yeah.
Don't forget for us today that if you do want to make your first order with us, you are getting a free booklet and a free DVD. So make the most of it with that £2.95 postage and packaging, that one-time postage and packaging today, under £10. Everything up until 10 p.m. tonight. That's the free things you get. The JM Hub is always a very good read, I've got to say. Always. There's always, I love the good JM Hub, I do. You think they should do crew interviews, do you, Director Ben? Well, maybe someone will write in and say that. Maybe you will. Okay, Director Ben's going to get in touch and see if he can start to. Maybe you could write a whole article, Ben, about it. Yeah, like a desk editing, or, you know, cool things that are happening in the trade. You could be a columnist. Oh my goodness, Director Ben would be the best agony aunt ever. You would be brilliant, I think. We'll see what we can do. I'll send an email out. Loads of you in for this one. Well done. I probably won't send an email, I'll promise you. Sorry. £8.95 for you there. What about, if you want something dramatic and dynamic, amethyst within there. Purple and silver. Wow. Wow. I've got amethyst for you here, everyone. I've got low stock opportunity. If you want this, you've got to be quick because I am in my last chance saloon already. It's 30 or less. This is big, bold, beautiful strand here. Mammoth pieces of amethyst. Individual carat weight on these is huge. It really is. And because you're getting that individual kind of big amount of carat weight on each and every one, you know what that means? Inherent value for each and every single one of these pieces. Genuine, natural, Zambian amethyst. I'm just ticking off the boxes with this, aren't I? The price is just an extra tick in that final box. I'm not surprised I've only got 15 of these ones left. There are people with it in their baskets who are clicking to check out right now. £8.95. This is genuine Zambian amethyst, and one of the biggest, finest locations for many to get their amethyst from on the planet because of that intensity, because of that integrity that the name Zambian amethyst brought together kind of gives to you. And with it being natural as well, you are getting that real kind of intensity of that richness, but also you get that light shining through as it moves with pink elements, with purple elements within there, a real detail and something to most certainly behold. How about that I bring to you another one of the quartz family to go alongside this? I absolutely love this strand. I've managed to bring this strand to you maybe once or twice before, and I remember it every single time because for me it gives such a range of colour. I have got daffodil colours in there, I've got your butterscotch colours in there, sunshine hues. It's just absolutely captivating. Well done everyone who got that amethyst. Final chance on that. Let me swap that over for you and bring into you the citrine now. Extremely high quality, and you can actually see the glow on this yourself, that brilliance, that internal effect. As I tilt that, can you see how that glow is just illuminating, in particular around those corners? It's because what you have here is that beautiful brightness of those different colours, of those butterscotches, of those kind of lemon hues, but it's also because you've got this beautiful brightness internally. This isn't a heavily silked citrine that we have here. It's got a beautiful amount of almost diaphanity in essence to it, but also the clarity is there as well. It's got this real richness which gives that glow, sometimes referred to as your brilliance or internal luster. And when you get that glow and you have it along the décolletage, the glow itself will of course illuminate, but that mixture of those colours, those almost pineapple and honey colours that you're getting from this, will kind of work alongside it and really intensify it even more. When we're dealing with citrine, we are dealing with a very much loved gemstone from the quartz family, and usually we're expecting quite different price points. We wouldn't every day be expected to see the deal you're about to see on your screen though. Come on in, get it whilst you can. It's 0800 644 655, and it's just £6.95 for every single one of you. Think about the amount of glow and brightness this is going to give you. You've got all of that glow and brightness, not just because of the clarity to it, but also because of that carat weight. I mean, that carat weight for £6.95 in a citrine is phenomenal. Your citrine isn't your everyday gemstone. It's not one of those gems that you'll see constantly on the high street. And if you do see it on the high street, in particular when it's got glow like this, you would expect, you know, considered price points. £6.95 though today is one that I don't really think you have to think about too much. I'd love to know what you think of these, Vicky. Is citrine your kind of go-to gem?
Yeah, I've made quite a few pieces with citrine. Drop earrings, you know, they're nice and sparkly. They're also the cheery, aren't they? Isn't that one of the meanings behind citrine? That the is it friendly or
friendly happiness gemstone? Yeah. And it has got that glow to it. I think in earrings, perfect.
Yeah, somewhere where they can move.
Definitely agree with you. We have got more demonstrations coming up with Vicky very soon, so if you are brand new and you want some inspiration, do stay tuned because we're going to be doing that for you a little bit later on. I mean, alongside that chain that I had earlier, even just a very simple, maybe 5 dropped from this, just on a head pin perhaps, or even just done in a loop. I think what a look that is going to give you. It's going to give a real nice sparkle and brightness, and I think because of the shape of this chain specifically, I think it works really nicely with those faceted rondelles that we have along this strand. I've got loads more opportunities and deals coming in today, so do make sure that you're making the most of your under £10 day. I'm going to bring to you a strand which I absolutely love and adore. I'm going to show it to you alongside this citrine because it's so individual and unique. Aventurine, not in the colour you might expect. Genuine, real peach aventurine. It totally has that feeling and that blush quality that you might expect in the likes of a morganite, but this is your peach aventurine. It's so eye-catching, and yes, it is natural. Now, this is not a gem we get to see often at all. It has got such a beautiful, gentle, delicate blush, which I think is going to be so complementary to numerous skin tones, numerous hair colours and eye colours, but also numerous other gemstones that you have in your collection. This is a rarity. And when we bring you aventurine, the colour you'll be expecting is almost that kind of greeny tone, isn't it? But you can, as you can see here, get natural peach aventurine. It's just that it is extremely unusual to be able to get it. When you get a rare gem in a colour that's maybe lesser known, to be able to get it in such huge sizes as this is something really, really captivating. Now, when you have rarity and when you have the size of these as well, which I think we can all agree is absolutely eye-catching, there will be high price points attached to it. And that's just the way of the world. If something's difficult to get and the demand is there, then prices, of course, will be high. This isn't the type of strand that you should expect for under £10. We hardly ever bring you peach aventurine, let alone in huge sizes of 12mm like this that have been faceted. Yet today is your opportunity to get it, to add that blush detail to your collection. We're rolling this down, and I think this is going to shock every single one of you. £4.95 on natural, real deal peach aventurine. I wouldn't expect to bring to you the green variety actually in this size for that price point. In fact, if I'm completely honest, I wouldn't expect to bring you shell pearl in this size at that price point. That is working out about 2p per carat, not even. It's an incredible opportunity. It really, really is. Very spectacular deal indeed. I think this is such an eye-catching strand. Vicky, I've noticed in my peripherals you've been having a little nosy over to this. What are you thinking?
Well, yeah, but I could use maybe 4 or 5 of them in a bracelet with some micro macrame rounds. I could even use one in the centre.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I said, I can make my gems stretch.
Yeah, you can, absolutely, with all the cords and things that you use in the wire.
Yeah.
And what a dramatic look that would be with just one of these in the centre. Think about how many makes you could do with this. What do you think of that price point on it as well?
No, that's amazing, yeah.
Have you seen peach aventurine a lot?
No, I've never seen it. I was really confused. I've thought it was just green and that was it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
it's similar to when I thought that you'd only got sapphire and it was only the one colour.
Yeah, you're right.
And then Jewellery Maker, you know, brought in everything and I was like, oh.
You're totally right. Yeah. I think this is a really special deal. Lots of multi-buyers on that one. I think when you're getting these morganite kind of hues and effects, I think you would expect a much higher price point, in particular of the sizes. It is extremely rare, very unusual, and I've got to say I haven't really seen it in this size at all. Over half of my stock has gone on this. It doesn't really surprise me at that price point. Lovely to see all of you today. Hello one and all. Actually, I'm nearly gone on those ones. I do apologise. People asking about that Moldavite. It will be on for you in about 20-ish minutes-ish. We are expecting high demand. We haven't opened up the pre-order lines on that one, so please, please, please do just stay where you are. I'll show it to you a little bit later on, about 20 minutes. Not a opportunity for anyone to miss out on, I hope. £4.95, well done all. And also my one to own, don't forget, coming up at 3, it's a drop pearl earrings. What did you say to do next, sorry? Danny. Ah, yes you did, didn't you? Producer Danny's in with me today. He's come over from the, I was going to say the other side. Here we go. Got for you shepherd's hooks now. Vicky. What is a shepherd hook good for?
Well, you can also use them for a clasp as well.
You can?
Yeah, but obviously they're perfect for your, for earrings and drops and, yeah.
So really simply, they just go through the ear. You can have them as an earring wire. You have the little, I always think of these as the swan neck ones, and you have the little loop on top of these. Simply move that ball slightly out of the way, much like you would a jump ring, just with a pair of pliers or even with your fingers. And then you can add drops of gemstones to this, you can add macrame to this, you can add kind of whatever you set your mind to and do a really beautiful pair of earrings. It's a very well recognised kind of finding that we have for you here. So a very simple one for you to get started with, and I actually know a lot of jewellery makers will start off making earrings because it's quite a understandable thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely the place to start.
Yeah.
Because you can learn your wrap loop and just start to use chain. It's just a nice basic way to start.
It really is. It's a great starting point. And I know that 50 pairs sounds like a lot if you're starting out, but trust me on this. Once you get started and once you get learning these different techniques, you will become hooked and you will be making 50 pairs. They will just go as quick as you like. Friends' gifts, your gifts, even if you're selling your jewellery, they will just fly out the door. This is your gold-plated copper shepherd's hooks. £3.95 for you today on those ones, working out approximately 7 pence per pair. That is a wonderful deal, a real special deal. I think that is an exceptional deal. I mean, 7 pence each to start off a new medium. I think that is a really wonderful one. And don't forget, like we say, it's not just about your earrings, it is about clasps. You could even, if you wanted to, straighten these out. Just use them, you know, you can do your fingers if you want, or with a toolkit. Just straighten them out, and then you've got a head pin there, really, haven't you? So you can do your drops from there. £3.95. We don't get to see findings like this alone often. We get to see findings packs alone often, but you'll tend to just get, is it 2 or 3 or 4 pairs maybe of shepherd's hooks within there. We don't tend to get to see a big amount like this, which is perfect for if you are going to be making to sell on your stall. People are going to be able to get their hands on these, and you're going to be able to bring loads and loads and loads of them. And don't forget, these are e-coated as well, so it means less likely to have allergic reactions than with certain base metals. Hi team, hello to lovely Vicky, who was really inspired to me today on a first show with such wonderful designs. Looking forward to the next one, and that's from Josephine.
Oh, thank you.
Totally inspiring, really, wasn't it? And on our second demo, you might be able to see we're wire working, aren't we?
Yeah. I also, like I was saying before, I've combined the two in a well, it wasn't in a kit, but I was doing that just before I started guest designing on Jewellery Maker, and that's something that I really want to put forward to Pip, maybe to do them both together. Perfect. Somehow.
I think that's a great idea. I think if you ask, he'll sort of kit out for you.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled for that. Lots of you in. Thank you very much for that, Josephine. And do feel free to text in 60777. 15 minutes till the Moldavite. Danny's going, guys, stop. There's so many texts coming in. Any saying a happy half birthday? You've not had one yet. Okay, 60777. It's Danny's half birthday, okay? It's a big day. Myself and Danny both celebrate our half birthdays, and I adore my half birthday more than my actual birthday, which is why I have next year's half birthday already organised, but I don't have my actual birthday organised yet. Even, it's not a big one. No, it's not a big one. It's not a big birthday. Okay, where are we going to, did you say? Rose quartz cabochons coming up now. Just one, sorry. Now, where is it? Here it is, it's hiding. Wow, that's huge! Cabochons, faceted.
I have got so many at home that I've made, and when I go to craft fairs, everyone loves them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you go for them time and time again?
It's me next stone after labradorite. I love the colour. I like it with, you know, the rose gold.
Oh yeah.
It's just perfect. Plus, obviously, it's the colour
of the year. Yeah, absolutely. So I bet more and more people purchasing it.
Yeah.
This is a very sturdy rose quartz cabochon that we have here. And it's absolutely mammoth, as you can see. 160 carats worth in one place. Wow, that is huge. When we talk about a cabochon, we're talking about the shape, essentially. It means you've got a flattened back and you've got a domed front. You could do so much with this. Wire work is just the starting point. There's loads and loads and loads to do. You have got 60 by 40 mil on these ones today. And a huge amount and look and detail to this because of those internal kind of effects of the way in which this literally builds up and the way in which these stack. It gives so much interest and really lets that light shine around. With that mammoth carat weight all in one place, you get to see into the heart and soul of this stone, and why not get it today at a brand new offer price point? Well, I did not see that coming. £3.95 for you. It's under £10 day. Doesn't mean everything's going to actually be under £5, but this is £3.95 for you. Come on in, get it whilst you can. Vicky's just looking down and shaking her head in shock, I think.
I am, yeah. Because I was thinking it's a large stone. I wouldn't really want a wire work around that. So I've got I've micro macrame's around a smaller stone. And it's really, really lovely, and I know I'm saying that myself, but I really like it.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, so I kind of, when I went to my last craft fair, I was a bit like, oh.
Do I want to keep it? £3.95 for you, less than 50 carats worth, less than 50 available for you on this now, 160 carats worth, let's say, on that. Danny's had a text in. Happy big birthday, Danny. Yes, yeah, Danny's 30, aren't you, Danny? He's 24 and a half. I hope you don't mind me saying that. Oh, that's fine. He's 24 and a half today. Very special. You do look a lot younger. You've got a lot of youth in your face and a lot of wisdom around the eyes. Just trying to make it sound as nice as I possibly can. Well done to everyone who's come on in and got this. Well, I'm in my last chance saloon on that one now. So do make sure you're checking it out whilst you can. A really wonderful deal on that one. Moldavite. We are having so many texts in. Moldavite coming up really soon. Very soon. Less than 14 minutes. Let's bring to you the brooch pins now. Brooch pins. Now, you were saying that you make and sell your jewellery, obviously. Do you see on lots of stores lots of brooches, or do you think that's still a bit of a niche?
There are some, yeah, there's some that I've seen, yeah, but I haven't made any because I haven't had the, you know, I've tried making my own, I'm not that very good at it, to be honest, so, but yeah, they'd be perfect for me.
Yeah, because you can, of course, make your own things like this, which are your brooch pins, if you will, or your safety pins, whatever you like to call them, but it is pretty tricky, in particular if you're going to be doing it with something quite large, because obviously a wire can bend out of place. You can have that worrying moment of, say, popping it through your scarf or whatever it might be, and it might not go through it properly, or it might fall out eventually. These have to be one of the most secure pins that we have available here at Jewellery Maker, because let me show it to you. You see this little side nook here? You've got the movement, which you have to actually unlock almost twice. So you have to twist it all the way around to unlock that out of place, and it will actually even stay in like that. So you've got that added security. So you can make with the best gemstones that you can get your hands on with this, and you don't have to be fretting all the time that that's just going to fall off. You've got 50 of these in total, so that is going to be a whole display's worth if you make and sell your jewellery, isn't it, of your brooches. And don't forget, you don't just have to sell them as brooches, you can sell them as the likes of a tie pin, or even your scarf pin, or even bag charms, for example. There's loads you could do with these. Badges as well, yeah. 50 of them at £4.95 each. I think that is wonderful. That's working out 10 pence per brooch pin. Imagine just this with a real simple bit of maybe some of your shibori ribbon you'd want to do with these, maybe some of your organza ribbon you'd want to do with these. Imagine really, really simply, really easily doing a kind of almost like a rosette design on these. Actually, even if you used £1 worth, let's say, of your brooch pins, then, well, well, what? It's still costing you less than £2 to actually make, isn't it? Because they're 10p each. My producer's just looking online and he's found some really affordable brooch pins. Next best affordable that he can see at the moment, 25p each. Great price. But we are at 10p on this. Under £10 for you today on these ones. Obviously, we don't know if they're the exact same brooch pins, but a really wonderful deal. Today's must-have. Oh, one to own. Yeah, no problem. I can show you that. The one to own today. Let me show you these pearl drop earrings. Let me just balance that there for you for a moment. Do forgive me, it's not glued into place. One to own earrings today. You're not just going to be getting a pair, you are going to be getting two. And you've got those stunning, very elegant drops. They're coming up for you. Yes, they'll be under £10 and it is going to be for 2 pairs. They're coming up at around about 3 in the one to own. Multibites in minutes, I promise you. I promise you, it will be with you really, really, really soon. And it will be worth the wait, I promise you. It's going to be with you in what, less than 10 minutes, way less than 10 minutes. How about I bring you some nuggets now? A Sodalite strand. This is, whenever I see Sodalite, it makes me think of numerous things. One thing it does make me think of is the willow pattern. You know the plates, the willow pattern that come in this colour. The willow pattern story is a really interesting one. Essentially, it's to do with these 2 young lovers who fall in love. The father completely disagrees with it, and it's essentially a story about them running away together. What you have in the history of when you actually look at this gemstone are quite similar connotations actually to do with the likes of treasuring and caring, etc. It is this beautiful naturally coloured white and blue gem, and it's a Canadian gem that we have on this strand. Now, with the Canadian strands that you get, you have this opportunity for more of that differentiation in stone. So some might look almost purely cloud-like, some might look almost purely sky-like, but you get that crossover in between. It's just how Mother Nature works, and we've really gone for that and played with that with these shapes to really show off that detail and effect. So much you can do with strands like this. I mean, just a piece of, say, 0.6, just 5 of these really simply on a piece of 0.6 as a centre bar detail for something, maybe graduated in the centre, you know, just one larger one I think would be beautiful. You have got your strand of Sodalite, and it's huge. 270 carats worth. All of that carat weight shows, gives you more of that opportunity for all of the light and colour. £4.95 for you. What do you think of that, Vicky?
Well, that's amazing, because you could just do a simple wire wrap round for one and then have a little bit of a chain.
Yeah. And guess what? It's for 2 strands.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah. Well, because they'd be perfect for the, the craft fairs, or the ones that for the summer holidays, you know, when you're in the schools and you just want something.
Yeah, you're right.
The kids love the gemstones. They come over and look and they're like, oh. So I sometimes give them, I'm like, go on then.
Oh, that's lovely. And I bet that helps the mum and dad purchase as well, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it did.
Doesn't hurt.
I didn't do it for that reason, but however, it did work.
It did work out. Yeah. You have got £4.95 on both strands, so that is a mammoth carat weight in total. 270 on each strand you've got there in carats. Such a big amount of carat weight means you get all of that surface area for each and every one to tell you a completely unique and individual story. And there's lots of ranges of colours in here. We did memory wire for you earlier on. You know, just one of these is kind of a central focal piece on a singular loop of memory wire. It's going to give a really lovely wearable look and detail. £4.95 for you. MCGC27. That is your code for you now. I need this Moldavite in my life. So many of you do, and it will be coming up for you. It's coming up as a cab in what? 6 minutes, approximately 6 minutes. So please do stay exactly where you are for it. You are going to adore it. If you don't know what Moldavite is, wow, it's such a treasure. It's such a treasure. It really, 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 really is. £4.95 for you. Well done, every single one of you. Okay, seed beads. No, large rings we're doing now. These are huge. Oh, wow, wow, wow. 37 mil. Look at how that shell moves. Can you see what I mean about that kind of glow that you get?
You know what I'd say I'd do?
Go on, I have an idea.
Micro-macrame.
Micro-macrame. And how would you do it?
Well, you'd do the lark's head knot and you'd add a few to the bottom. You could make a nice, pendant thing coming down.
Yeah.
And then have the lark's head knot either side and then make your necklace.
I like that idea. And just loads of different cords, couldn't you? Yeah. Loads and loads of cords.
You could use natural ones. You could have, the shell beads or... anything.
Yeah, shell, wood, good with wood as well, would be. Okay, let's treat ourselves to these whilst we can. Your price point is a very special one indeed. It's going to drop in. We're taking it to a low price. You ready for it? Again, please don't get used to deals and prices like this. Not so long ago, we used to get an email sent around reminding us that £6.95 is the lowest price we're allowed to show on screen, and yet today I've been doing below that numerous occasions. And the drill hole on these as well is a really decent size, and actually I've just accidentally undone that knot so I can show you that. Really beautiful size on that drill hole. You could actually do the likes of your tree of life in there, for example, couldn't you? And actually use that as a frame if you wanted to, or as we say, using this to do your lark's head knot from. A really glorious look at £3.95. How about I do some rose gold ribbon ends for you now, and then the Moldavite. Okay, not long to wait. I'll get through these as quick as I can. Okay, cord ends. Working with cords, you must have used cord ends like this.
I'd have cried. I would have died for them yesterday. Yeah. You should have seen me. I made a kumihimo and I didn't think it through. So I'd spent an hour making this kumihimo bracelet.
Yeah.
And then thought, oh, am I going to finish it?
Oh no!
Oh no! Just hadn't thought it through at all. So I finished it, but that would have been good. A good way.
That would have been something that would have cut your time.
Yeah.
If you are brand new to us, we did a demonstration earlier on working with cords, and cords you can do the likes of kumihimo and macrame, and these are great for both those mediums and more. So simple to use. You get your cords, you pop the cord ends in your little section here once you've finished off your design, and simply close down one side, two side, and you're done, because then you've got your clasp and your extender already attached there. So there's no, kind of trying to get the ends to look perfect, so you don't need to hide them, because these hide them perfectly for you. It gives you strength and security. You can pop a little bit of glue in there as well if you want that added bonus of strength. Loads of you with these ones in your baskets, and it's a record-breaking low price. Should be. Now that's already under £10. We're rolling it down. These are your bronze, cord ends. That is the lowest ever price point. We've broken records here with this auction. This is £6.95, working out 20-something p per one. 27 pence per finding. That is not to be ignored. Don't get in a position like Vicky was, and I've been there with the findings and things like that before, where you get to that moment you go, oh, if only I had. Things like this will last. They don't have an expiry date. They're not going to go out of date whilst you've got them. You can come to use these in 2 years' time and they'll still be right as rain. So just make the most of these deals whilst you can.
I had every silver finding that silver plated fan that you could think of, except for the two things I needed, which was chain and ribbon and cord ends.
Cord ends. So you do need to make sure you have things like this, because
it's so frustrating, because then it throws you off, and then you'll put it away till you get them, but you forget about it, and then you'll go back, you know, and go to that box that you've got your unfinished things in, and oh yeah,
there it is. Yeah, definitely. So do get them whilst you can. You're getting a big amount. If you want to multi-purchase, as many of you are, then do feel free to do so. Just let the call centre know that you're getting yourself a couple of these. Can we please have the Moldavite now? This is an extraterrestrial treasure. Literally out of this world. With this gem, once it's gone, it is gone. So get it whilst you can, because this is a true treasure. You getting ready? Not time to pick up the phone just yet. Moldavite cabochon I have for you here today, and it is your rough cut. So you can use the rough side like we have here, which has got that crater detail to it, perfect for the history of it, or you can use the flattened side as well if you wanted to. Now the clock is going to come on soon. The clock will give you a 1 minute countdown. Once that 1 minute countdown is done, the graphics will come in. Everyone therefore gets a chance. So I would suggest by the time this clock gets to about 30 seconds, I'd be making sure that I was dialing. Your clock is starting now. You have 1 minute and then we'll get the graphics in on this absolute treasure. This is such an individual and unique gem that literally came from another planet, in essence, out of this world. Around about 14 million years ago, this huge event happened where we got this massive meteor which crashed into our planet, which crashed into Earth. One meteor. It was traveling so quickly. It was 13 miles per second. We've gone past halfway. You haven't got much time on this. It travelled so quickly and crashed into our Earth at such a rate that it shattered. The elements left over behind from that is what this is, a gemstone literally from out of space. This is the last few seconds that we've got of this. I hope you've got the phone. I'm wishing all of you luck. Your graphics are going to be coming in now. Here they are. Get these whilst you can. This is rough cut, beautiful Moldavite cabochon that we have for you here. Such an ancient gem. It truly is. I mean, just imagine that. Imagine that impact. Imagine this huge meteor travelling so quickly. By the way, 13 miles a second is working out at around about 45,000 miles per hour, and it travelled huge, and it travelled and it crashed into our planet around Czech Republic. It crashed into our planet, separated apart, and left this. So that's essentially what we've got here. When it had that impact, it impacted so much that actually it dispersed this gem, but also created diamond-like pieces because of that pressure, because of that impact, because of that heat. And lovely Sam was telling me earlier on that actually in the location whereby you get this, there is essentially the people in the local areas and the local towns, what they would do is they were going to get and collecting up things to build their houses, rocks from the local area, and their houses are actually therefore encrusted with genuine in gemstones like diamonds because of that impact, because of that meteor that hit the planet. Now, because that was a one-off event, because that was the only meteor, this is a one locational gemstone, because that was a one-off event, once we run out of this, we run out of it. That's it, it's done. Now, it is extremely popular, so many people getting their hands on many of these. Please make sure you're treating yourself to these ones whilst you can. It is a spectacular gem, and I've got to say I like that it's not faceted in this because I think it gives you this crater-like look, this meteor-like look at what it comes from. And I think that does tell a story. But also, the Queen actually has a Moldavite. The Queen was given for her 10th year of reigning, I think it was. So what's that, 1963? She got given a piece of unfaceted Moldavite in a piece of jewellery that was surrounded by diamonds. So I think that's quite a nice kind of link. Okay, so many of you multi-purchasing on this. Please, please, please do make sure you're getting it whilst you can. This is a one-off meteorological effect, and your price point is rolling. The arrows are in, which means we're taking it under £10. Obviously, this shouldn't be under 10. It's under £10 today, so we have had to take it to £9.95. It won't be that price in the future. Well, I doubt we're going to see it in the future with the amount of people that are coming in. But I will say to you that Moldavite, when we brought you Moldavite before, okay, in strand form, so it is a whole different bag of boxes. But when we brought to you strands before, we have been bringing them to you at around about, you know, £70, £80, and we have brought you strands at £200. This is an extremely rare gemstone. It's completely out of this world. Angela's got hers. Whoop, whoop. I hope you had a lovely pop out, Angela, and I'm glad you got back for this. This is an incredible, incredible treat of a gem. I mean, just casting your mind back 14 million years ago, the world was looking like a completely different and individual place, let alone with that huge impact of that mammoth kind of meteor. And do you know what I love about this? And I would suggest that if you wanted to multi-purchase on this, how about you're making yourself something and you're making your friend or your loved one or your family member something? Because I love about this gem that every single gemstone, whether it's you owning it in West Midlands, whether it's you owning it in Warwickshire, whether it's you owning it in Florida or in Nottinghamshire or in County Cork, all of you who are purchasing these, you all own something that bonds you together, that ties you together, because this came from just one meteorological effect. So it's just one thing that's all there and it's all in together. And I think if you're making something for you and maybe your daughter or your son, you know, because this is very unisex, isn't it? Well, then that's something that connects you. And I think that's a beautiful look. Of course, you can get, you know, gemstones that are from the same mine, but this literally has came from the same place. This has been on a journey. This has been on a journey hurtling through space at 13 miles a second. And it's something that I think can kind of help tie you together. That's just me. I'm a bit of a sap when it comes to creating for people. Lots of you getting yourselves to probably, because you know how unusual and rare this is. Now, I am really quickly going to bring to you sterling silver now. A very, very, very special star buy opportunity again now. I've got to leave that last 44 with you. I just want to congratulate every single one of you. I think with your wire work, you're going to look, wow, just beautiful. Okay, $9.95. Good luck to all of you because you are fighting that out right now. When you see the light go through this, you're going to adore it. You really are. Okay, I'm bringing you sterling silver spacers now. Where are they? Where? Oh, here it is. Your connector, spacer connector. Let me show you. How elegant would something like, well, how high end would something like this and this look together? With that white topaz. I'm bringing you this connector now. This is a second star buy for you, and really, I've just heard the price. because this is genuine topaz that we've got in there, and you've got 3 in there. Let me show you as well the drill hole on these. So a real nice hole going through this. This is sterling silver. That is sterling silver, very high precious metal that we love and adore, and that is surrounding and framing this wonderful amount of topaz, which just gives such a brightness and detail. All of that topaz, every single one cut for you, all the way down to the Q-lay point, not left rough at the back, so you're getting any extinction points. It's a really beautiful cut all the way through this, given that thought and detail to put in all of that sterling silver in, and yet your price is just £4.95. That is a sensational deal. It truly, truly is. You can see that it says 925 on there, so people you give this to and gift this to will understand that you are working with the absolute ultimate quality. That sparkle, that shine it's going to give you, I think that is an astonishing deal. I mean, sterling silver for me, in particular when it's set with gemstones like this, I wouldn't really expect a price anywhere near that. Individually, even if I just brought to you topazes, 3 topazes, like we used to bring them to you in the little packets, do you remember, individual stones? I wouldn't expect that price point for one. I really genuinely wouldn't expect that price point for just one of the topaz, let alone all 3 and that sterling silver. Every single one of you from Wiltshire, Hertfordshire, West Yorkshire, Cheshire, Kent, County Tyrone, all of you who've come in, every single one of you so far have multi-purchased, and it doesn't surprise me because that is a deal and a half, and actually it seems like a half price deal in my mind. I think that's a great one. Final look on that one for you now. Well done to every single one of you. £4.95. I'm going to be back after the break. I've got your want to own earrings, I've also got stunning turquoise coming up, and I have got more beautiful makes, this time with wire. I'll see you in a few minutes.
I like working with Kumihimo because it's a very mobile craft. I can take it with me to various different places and work on it on the go. It's got endless patterns that you can create with lots of varied materials which Jewellery Maker sell in abundance. So things like our satin cords and waxed cords, but we can use ribbons and wire as well. And I like the product because that it's sort of something that all ages can do. So from the very young, my children enjoy making Kumihimo braids, right through to people who might have some sorts of dexterity problems, because it's very easy, there's nothing heavy to move, and you get into a real zone of sort of peaceful tranquility while doing it, and it just takes you to another place and you just get lost in the moment of making Kumihimo.
The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck. If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund. Did you know that if you go to JewelleryMaker.com and sign up to our mailing list, then you'll receive 10% off your first order with us. We'll also keep you updated with special offers, theme shows, program guides and Jewellery Maker tutorials. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Rebecca Redican. You can call me Becky, and this is your one, two, own, or Otto, if you're that way inclined. No one seems to be apart from me though. Hang on, balance here you. Have a little look at these pearl earrings. The elegance of those. How traditional is that? You have got these beautiful pearl earring drops that give that sensational detail. Oh, brand new, never ever been seen before. So that's why these are your one to own today. Now, when you're dealing with a kind of precious freshwater pearls like these, just to let you know they are freshwater pearls. They're not shell or anything else like that. Nothing wrong with those, but just to let you know they are freshwater. When you're dealing with freshwater pearls like this, you have got a few things to look out for. And the one thing that is absolutely yelling at me with the amount of colour that's coming from these is they must be natural. That colour must be natural. A lot of people think that all white pearls are natural. Oh, no, not the case. They kind of been bleached and had loads of other treatments done to them. These ones, though, have not. They are absolutely and completely natural. And it is, in general, one of the second most expensive colours, actually, that you can get your hands on. Now, because you've got that natural beauty and because of the drop shape of these, you get this wonderful amount of pearlescence. Pearlescence is the colouring that we refer to when we essentially are looking at or talking about the way in which the nacre that makes these up in the mollusk, the way that the nacre is kind of moves around with that orient, with that surface, and it gives this diffraction. So what it does is, the nacre itself essentially breaks up the light that enters it and bounces along it. So you get pinks, blues, greens, and you can get golden tones as well. You get it more on natural pearls generally. So the fact that these are natural shows that it says and tells you that it does give you wonderful quality. You're getting, as you can see here, 2 pairs. And I do want to let you know that you do get the shepherd hooks in there as well. Now you can see these haven't been made up. So simple to do so. Pop a little bit of glue in the drill hole and then place that shepherd's hook in there and you have got your beautiful pair of earrings. I think when you've got something like this, you have got a keepsake gift. This for me is the type of gift that you will have made up as a really quick thank you. You know, someone's looked after your dog for a bit or someone dropped your post off for you. You know, it's a very little kind of thank you keepsake gift. And we are going to be doing both pairs under £10. Your graphics are in. You need to get yourself on those phone lines where you can. £9.95 on these means that we're going to be doing them for £4.98 approximately per pair. I think you would be extremely hard stretched to go and find a pair of genuine, natural, freshwater earrings at sterling silver, bear in mind, okay, the shepherd hooks themselves are sterling silver, which is great if you are gifting, because some people with their piercings can have really delicate ears, so maybe can have an allergic reaction. due to the alloys that are a part of the sterling silver itself, you're less likely to have that reaction because of that precious metal, and also they are e-coated as well, so you know you have got that added extra security. So you've got the freshwater pearls, which are natural, very kind of top end of their game, in particular when you look at that wonderful pearlescence that rotates around these, and the sterling silver there as your added bonus of quality, and yet still we're able to do them for the under £10 day. Brand new, never ever been seen before, and we've got some jewellery as inspiration as well. Look at these earrings. This is how they'll look when they're made up. These ones have been made up by Anne, the pudding feeder. They have got, once they're made up, this really elegant drop detail. Isn't that really beautiful? And then look, she's actually used one as a pendant here. So taken that shepherd's hook and actually looped it over, bent it over, as you can see, to give a really lovely set look and detail. And you could actually do, you know, with the other one, maybe a little one centre of a bracelet possibly. So you've got a suite of jewellery there, haven't you? We are bringing these to you today for under £10. Should be. Now these are brand new, and if they weren't our one to own, or if this wasn't on a £10 day, that'd be the price you'd be expecting to pay and expecting to stay. But I promised you under 10. £9.95 makes these just £4.98 each. But £6.95 makes these about £3.47 per pair. That is, to me, a one-off deal, a one-off opportunity. I don't get to see things like this often. These are brand new. We haven't seen this design before, and with these drops in this natural white pearl. The phone lines have gone absolutely loop-de-loo round the bend, and I'd love to ask my guest designer today exactly what she thinks. I am joined by the extremely talented Vicky. Hiya, lovely. What do you think of these?
I know they'd sell really well at a craft fair because they're really classic, and you know, someone who wants nice simple jewellery for a wedding, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And what kind of price might you expect?
Oh, we had this the other day. I'm really bad with prices.
Are you?
Yeah, I get told off.
How much might you expect? If I had these on my stall at £10, would you be purchasing them? £10 each?
Well, I might ask you, why are they £10?
Why are they only £10?
Which is, I think, what I get sometimes.
Is it? Yeah. You're right, actually. If I did sell these on my stall at £10 each, then I've got £20 worth there, haven't I? I think that would be an extremely low deal, extremely low. But £6.95, what a deal. So many of you in for these ones. I mean, there is a lot you can do with these. You can do the earrings, but also the pendant itself is a beautiful look. Do people like to buy in sets, do you think?
They do, yeah, yeah. Especially for Christmas or a birthday present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of the time I make, I went through a phase of just making bracelets, and people would say, have you got earrings to go with that? Or have you got a necklace to go with that? Yeah. So I tend to make one piece. But I've started to make suites of pieces now,
yeah.
You know, things that can go together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things I make are, you know, statement-y. So
I think one of our ladies who works with us here, Angela Edwards, will always say that if you can get a suite of jewellery together, then that can be really helpful, because if someone sees the earrings and likes the earrings, they are prepared to pay that bit extra to finish off the look for the necklace or the bracelet to go along with it.
Or you can do a little deal. I can throw these in for this.
I like that. Yeah, absolutely. You know, maybe do a little bit of a discount and a bit of a saving if you wanted to.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I adore that. Loads of you with this available, and lots of you multi-purchasing. I'm going to say probably about a third of you multi-purchasing on this now, probably because you're aware you can do all these different looks and details. Well done, everyone. I'm going to leave that one with you. There is still quantity, but not a huge amount at £6.95. Doesn't really surprise me. Okay, I'm going to dive on into the kit now, because we've got loads to learn. Vicky, when you got this kit, did you think, oh yeah, that's going to be under £10?
No, I did. I honestly thought that I'd got the day wrong.
Yeah.
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 I was convinced. I was thinking, I even said it to my daughter, I'm meant to be doing an under £10 kit, but I don't think that that's this one. It must be the next one that I've got confused.
Yeah. You haven't?
No.
Under £10, I can't get over this, I really can't. Okay, let me start off with the pearls. I mean, an entire necklace length of pearls. This is touching at the back. An entire necklace length of genuine pearls, not glass, not made in a lab, made by a mollusk. Genuine freshwater pearls. How great would these go with that deal today they had on earlier? That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? But yeah, genuine pearls. If I saw this in a store at £9.95, I'd be blown away. I mean, that is a sensational, sensational deal that we have here for you. It's almost got that Tahitian look about it as well because of the colour, hasn't it? Because I think it's really interesting with the likes of, you know, your black pearls you can get, your Tahitian pearls you get, and peacock pearls like this. Sometimes you will get peacock pearls that actually look very, very Tahitian, and that's because of the display of colour they give you. And this is giving me so much pearlescence in the green and blue. Not all peacock does. Sometimes with peacock you get more of the purples, but this one actually is giving you more of that Tahitian look, I think. Obviously it's not a Tahitian pearl, but we wouldn't ever be doing even half a pearl, a Tahitian pearl, for that price. This is, though, giving you that look and that appeal, and I don't see the problem with working this side by side with your Tahitian pearls if you've got one. Why not? So, these are, as you can see, your or button shape, if we described them as maybe, pearls. Baroque, we've got them as pearls, and that means that you have all of this lovely texture to them. Mother Nature, when she's making pearls, doesn't tend to make them perfectly smooth and detailed. I know the earrings we've just had on were, but you know, it doesn't always happen. With these, she's giving us lots of texture. Because you've got that texture, that Tahitian-like movement kind of really does roll around it beautifully.
The 0.6 goes through them as well, which I was really shocked about.
Really? 0.6 is a gauge of wire that we work with, and often when you get pearls, you have to do really small drill holes on them because obviously it's not as strong as certain genuine gemstones, so you have to be really careful. 0.6. Wow.
Yep.
That means that it's going to be great for loads of different designs, and you're not going to get to that point where you go, well, I'm going to have to add in a 0.25 now. I think they are beautiful, very workable indeed with it being a 0.6. And I'm not stopping there. I've got wire for you here too, and it's in one of our most popular selling colours. 0.8, 0.6 and 0.4, 10 metres worth of it in total. Look at how perfectly they work with those pearls as well. Is silver a wire you like to work with, a colour?
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you a fan of it?
The shine, and it usually brings out the gemstone as well. It really works well.
Definitely.
Yeah. But when I saw this kit, I was overjoyed. But I started with the other kit first because I thought after my last time, I'll do the first kit first because that's the first. Yeah. Whereas last time I done it the other way around. So it took me a while to get up, but I was itching to get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've made loads with it, I have to say. Very eye-catching
Well, I think even I would make money on a stall. I'd sell them even at my prices.
Absolutely, even just for a smallest piece, you really would. And then I'm bringing you something else. Double strand of genuine emerald. Emerald by itself in an under £10 day I think would be good. We'd be coming in for that, wouldn't we? Now we have got decent quantity on this, which is, to be honest, probably the only reason we've actually have been able to do this in the under £10 day. It most certainly should not have been. When you're getting a double strand like this, if I saw this strand itself, almost a metre's worth of genuine gemstones in there, if I saw that on Jewellery Maker at £9.95, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. That would be an absolutely acceptable, understandable price point. But with everything else, we are going under £10. Now it shouldn't be, you know it shouldn't be, I know it shouldn't be, but we are going to roll it down for you today, purely for our under £10 day. Please, please, please do not be expecting to, be able to get deals like this every single day. It's a very special day that we've got. There is an under £10 price point coming up on your screen. The graphics are in, just to reiterate, 0.4, 0.8 and 0.6 in the silver wire you've got, and that's the thicknesses, the gauges, so higher the number, thicker it is, it's 0.1 millimetre. You've also got those genuine pearls in there, which are going up to a huge 7x3. That's really big actually for a Baroque like that strand. And then you've got the emerald, and you've got 120 carats worth of genuine, real emerald here. Yes, the real emerald. Yes, one of the big four. Okay, everybody, let's get our hands on these whilst we can, because this is going to be extremely popular. It's going on and on and on and on. We have to take this, we have to better than half price. We have to, because it's under £10 a day. On any other day of the week, I would never expect a deal like this. I still don't expect kits under £15. But today we are going to be doing that for you. Better than half price, better than a buy one get one free. Treat yourself as quickly as you possibly can. It's £9.95 for you. Under £10 a day continues. We are bringing to you everything at an astonishing deal. £1.99 per component. Per component. A strand of pearls for £1.99. A double strand of your genuine emerald for £1.99. It does not happen. It really doesn't. So many of you in for these. I am glad to tell you that I have better than 100, more than 100, more than I did of the previous kit on this. But the first kit did sell out. The first kit sold out, well, before we were kind of even properly over with Vicky, to be honest. You have got more time now, because I've got over 200. Hence that astonishing deal, hence that amazing price point, because better than half price isn't something I think we would be able to do every single day. It is absolutely astonishing deal. It really, really is. And when you're looking at these pieces that Vicky has made, none of them would I expect to be £10. Never, ever, ever. I really wouldn't. So do come on in and get it whilst you can. So many of you with this in your baskets. I mean, it looks like there's about 30, 40 maybe in baskets. So please do ensure that you're 30. So please do ensure that you're checking those out. Lots of multi-buyers on this. I mean, this is a multi-buying opportunity. If we ignore the gemstones, which I know we never should, but if we ignore the gemstones entirely, the wire alone you would be expected to pay more for. For the amount you've got in there, for the different gauges you've got in there, you'd be expecting to pay more than £9.95 for 30 metres worth of wire in total. Saying to ignore those Tahitian-like pearls and that double strand of emerald seems a bit silly, but, you know, it is essentially what that price is reflecting. Should have been almost £24, a really sensational deal, and I will let you know that the close to £24 mark you saw wasn't the RRP on this. A couple of the components in here had actually already been dropped in price, and we reflect that in our prices that we show you when it's our should be deals. So, you know, even at the £24.95 or close to 24 mark, whatever it was, that you got your hands on, that was already a discounted deal. So I think at £9.95 you really have got a treat and a half. Loads of you treating yourself to these. Again, probably about 25-ish in baskets. Make sure you are checking out, and well done to all of you. Look, it's just name after name after name after name, and it goes on and on and on and on. And a mammoth amount of pieces we've made here. 2, 4, 6 pieces we've made here.
Could have gone on.
So at 6 pieces, I mean, how much does that work out per piece? That it's actually ish. Obviously, it's very much an ish, because some will have used more chain or more wire or more gemstones or whatever. £165.
Oh yeah. I could make money out of my craft fair. I could.
Yeah, I think you probably could, because none of these to me say, oh, that's cost less than £2 to make. Yeah. I think these are beautiful. They really, really are. Is wire work what you first got into? After your metal work at school?
Yeah. No, string and beads and the bead and thread. Mm-hmm. Then brought in the findings. Then all of a sudden it was wire, and then I was like, oh, because the micro macrame, I couldn't do macrame. Never mind the micro macrame. Wow. And when I looked at it, I was thinking, there's no way, and I don't know how I developed into it. Wow.
It's just things, something. Yeah. I think a lot of people find that, because it is so versatile, isn't it? Yeah. If you've never tried wire work before, don't worry. We are going to be giving you step-by-step tuition now. So if you're brand new, I promise you, you're going to be able to have a go at this. All you have to do is buy the kit. It's £9.95. That's it, free phone number. And all you have to do then is make a little note of today's date and time, watch this demonstration. If you don't remember it, you can watch it back on YouTube when you actually get this delivery through in a few days. Okay, we're going to get started on this demo, and we're going to be learning how to make this central necklace, aren't we?
Yeah.
What was your inspiration with this one?
I wanted something that I could make completely with no other added things.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to make my own chain, you know, have a nice central piece, you know, use every component. So I think I did use everything except for the emerald.
Yeah.
Used all
of
the
it on there.
So yeah. So
Fab.
there are a few different components. I think I'll start with how to make the drop. So this little drop, there, which is on the 0.4
Okay.
wire. So I've made my own little head pin by just making a little knot on the end. So you use the very, very tip of your round nose pliers, yeah, and you go right on the edge, and you do a loop around, and you do all the way around, then all the way around again until you reach your central where you've originally started, and then you kink up through there, and then you feed up through the middle.
All right.
And it makes a nice little knot.
That's a good technique. I've not seen that before. I like that.
So this is for if you've got no feather, you know, feather head pins, and plus I wasn't expecting the 0.6 to go through.
Yeah.
So this is this is the first thing I've done.
It's like you've made your own head pin, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a bust coming up for you in a bit. Stay tuned.
These are perfect when you're doing wire work, and you always end up with little bits of extra wire. So you know, it's just the perfect thing to be able to use up your extra wire. That's usually I've got a box that's got all my silver in, and I've got 0.25 in a big nest. And then I've got other stuff that's in a nest, you know, 0.4. So you know, these are the things that you can use to make to get to, you know, use them up.
Yeah.
So then we do a little wrap loop. So we put our pliers in, round nose pliers, right on top of our pearl, and we fold over the top. Then we go up, over, and make a loop. Come out, go back in, and then we can use our other pliers. And then we can wrap around a couple of times. And then use your flush cutters to cut off. Try not to scratch the pearl, because they are, you know, nice and delicate.
This technique is a technique that I think everybody needs to learn, isn't it?
So you make a few of them to start with, and then we get our 0.8. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I think I started with about 10-12 centimeters or something. It doesn't really matter, because it depends on how wide you want yours.
Okay.
So just roughly cut them all the same length, straighten them off, leave a couple of inches. And you get this would be on the reel, if you wanted, or do a
wingspan.
Yeah, a wingspan, so that you've got enough. Because sometimes you can get in a bit of a knot with your work off the reel, unless if you do what I know Alison said to do, which is put them in one of the little plastic bags. Yeah. And that I've been doing that, and that does really work. It's one of those plastic bags you get some of your strands in, like the lip. Well, you get the heavier gauge wires in them. Yeah. So I keep mine for that reason, even the ones that you give me.
Good.
So we bring up one, leave about 2 inches, and then we leave ourselves something to hold on to. Wrap round 3 times. I'm doing the V or diamond or pyramid weave. And I'm doing mine with 3, but 3 and 3. You can do any weave you wanted.
Yeah.
So wrap around 3 times. Use your pliers to keep them nice and neat.
If you are new and you do want tools, I would say give the call centre a call. You'll be able to get a toolkit, beginner's toolkit. It's got all these basic tools, you know, the flat nose and everything else in there to get you started.
You can make this with just the basic kit.
Yeah.
You don't need any of the other fancy ones now. So then we bring up our other one and another 0.8. We then wrap around this one 3 times. Then offer up another one, and now we want to go around this one and the previous one 3 times, so we can try and give ourselves some space. The more you've got, they do get a bit awkward to work with. You can bend them out a little bit.
Okay.
And the light sometimes shining off makes it a bit. Then we go back up through the one that we just put on, and we offer up another one. So now we're going over this one. Now we're going around these bottom 2, the last 2, 3 times. And I've used 5, 0.8, but you could use, you know, 6 or 7 or 4.
Okay.
It's up to you. And then with this last one, how I attached the little drops, I attached it to the 0.4. But I've decided that I think it might be better to go in between. So what I'm going to do is, this is a little slightly bit different, but I think it's the drop moves more easily than what it did on the point when it was on 0.4. Yeah. So wrap round. Oh, sorry. See the wires start to move around themselves.
Mischievous wires. But once you weave along, they kind of organise themselves.
They sort themselves out. But they've got to. Right, start again. Sorry. So round that one, then round the one that we've just put on. See, I can't see which wires forward. There, and then add this one on, and then round these bottom 2. Where did they go? Yeah, round these bottom 2 twice.
Okay.
3 times, sorry. And then I'd slide on, drop on the bottom. Oh no, I wouldn't. I'd leave it for a bit. No, sorry. Then you go on back up to make the V. So you go up behind the bottom 3.
Okay.
Through, and then back down. Oh, I can't see the wires. Go on, guy. Blind. And then through there.
I see.
And then move along, or you can use...
Get your pliers and scooch.
Yeah, scooch along. Try not to scratch the wire.
Not many left of that kit, I'm afraid, although I did have over 200. I'm afraid we do not have a huge amount of them. Really quickly, just so we don't sell out of those and then we don't have any graphics on and then they we get told off. So I'm going to really quickly bring to you these rose gold spacer beads. Very quickly indeed. And you have your rose gold colouring on these, as you can see. Really large drill hole on these. You can add them to your wire working, and you can also add these to the likes of your Kumihimo or your macrame. Rose gold plated brass seed beads. These are the 3mm and the 600 in this tube, approximately. A large amount for you to be able to work with. Even just these on a bit of elastic like we had in the first kit would be a great deal. You can treat yourself to these now if you're quick. Price point today, it will be under £10 for you. It shouldn't be, because it should actually be £12.95. However, it is under £10 day today, so we are going to give you a very special deal and opportunity. Get them whilst you can. Your price point is rolling. And it's not rolling up, or is it? Apparently, half birthday Danny is pressing the button. It's working now, it's on. £7.95 for you. That is your price point today. A really wonderful deal at $12.95. Already a very affordable price for the amount of metal you've got in there. But at $7.95, you're looking at about something like a penny a bead, isn't it? Approximately, just over penny and a point. A really great deal. $7.95. Get those ones whilst you can. Just to let you know, I've got you a bust coming up in a little bit, and Larimar. I've got Larimar coming up.
That's also my favourite. I've got lots of favourites.
We are in the same boat with Larimar, most certainly. Yeah. So do stay tuned. They're coming up with you within the next 30 minutes. Okay, I'm back with you.
Yeah. So with the weave, basically we're going around the 0.8 3 times. So we go back around again, if I can see which wire I'm doing, because it's very shiny in this studio. not used to all these lights bouncing off wire.
Yeah, so, it's pretty shiny, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's making me go a bit gauzy. So, and then up, round the back, and through, and then over those two again. Yeah. And scooch with your nail or it's gone a bit tight. There we go.
So you're putting a lot of tension on that weaving wire?
Yeah, it's gone, I think that's what I've just done. I've done too much tension.
Well, that's the thing that, you know, when you're kind of doing your weave, your tension can change, but it's always fixable, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So, and then scooch. That's it. And then round again, and then up, behind the next two.
Yeah.
And then down. And then you just simply repeat that for as many times as you want, round 3 times. But maybe with not as much tension.
Perfect.
So I've just done it a few times with this one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but also I'd add on the drops in between, you know, before you started coming down.
So would you add the drops sort of, you know, here?
Yeah, in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there'd be drops here and here and here.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And always on that bottom.
Always on the bottom one, yeah. And then if you wanted to flatten it out that way, that's usually a good way of getting the tension back. So there we go. With this part, then you want to figure out which you want to start from the bottom, and each side. Oh, that's not the bottom. You want to start from the bottom so that you can taper up the. So you can make the loops on the end.
Okay.
So I think I measured about 1.5 centimetres for the first one, which would be which would be about 1/2 inch, wouldn't it?
About, yeah.
Yeah,
about.
so about 1/2 inch, and then clip, and then I done about 1 centimetre, but you see you do the same on, just as long as you do the same on each side, so as you're going up, if you do the same on each side, then you measure each side so that you can get it nice and even.
So you can get an even look.
Yeah, and then get your round nose pliers. So, and then you just simply put it in, do a little curl. Usually you get this little straight bit, which, you know, which we don't like.
No.
So you can take that little bit off. Just nibble the end off.
Okay.
And then, oh, and another thing is I've got marks on my
on your pliers,
on your pliers, so that I know that I can keep the loops roughly the same size. You can use, you know, bail making pliers. So, and then that way you know you're definitely getting the same loop. But with these ones, if you just have sit, and I have one, you know, about 1/4 of the way, then half the way, and then I sometimes use all the way up.
All the way up. That's a good tip, and you can do that by marking them in a few ways, even just simple marker pen you could do it with.
Yeah, well, I got mine and just used the basic pliers and just twisted, and then it's perfect, it stays in. And then you do that with them all.
Whilst you're giving them a curl up, I'm going to really quickly bring you a bracelet bust. And now, I really like this. For craft fairs, I bet you have to carry loads of bust around, don't you?
Yeah.
How easy is this to be carrying around?
I know. I made some out of card, and but they don't last.
No. These ones have only been seen once previously, and they did apparently sell out on the first time. This is a reorder in. These are your bracelet displays that we have here, and they are in your black leather. You can see how perfect these are going to be if you do travel your piece around for the likes of your craft fairs, for example. So it lays out here for you very, very simply, as you can see. And then you've got the Velcro on 2 sides, simple Velcro together, and there you are, you've got it there. And the thing is, you can do loads of different amounts, loads of different shapes, if that makes sense. That's with the Velcro done up perfectly in line. But the Velcro itself is so tough, you don't actually have to. You can make it quite large if you wanted to. Depending on the size of your bracelet, you know, I probably wouldn't want that popped so proudly on the top. So I can take it a little bit smaller, and there you go. It's sitting a little bit better there already. So this is your display bust that we have here, and it's only £3.95. Get it added to your order. Let me show you as well about it too. Just a real quick one to point out that you have got the back sort of lock in place there. I don't know if you can see that. That's just so you can, you know, balance your chain in there or put it at the right level and essentially keep it in place. You know, sometimes you'll have those certain designs and bracelets that won't sit properly. They'll kind of want to drape down or move over. With that little lock detail there, you can place it in, and then it will give you a really nice drape. Not just about displaying, but also about keeping your bracelets sorted, but also for using your hair combs with them, also for photographing onto these too as well if you wanted to. Loads of you coming in for these ones, absolutely mammoth amounts of you. There's loads, you could even actually put, you know, the things like memory wire bracelets on this one if you wanted to. I know this isn't a memory wire bracelet, but just to give you an idea, you know, you can actually display strands on here if you wanted to. This Larimar is coming up for you in a few moments, so do stay where you are. £3.95 on that display bust today. Please do add it to your order whilst you can. I'm really quickly going to bring you the Larimar now, if I may. Just because we are actually getting quite low in stock on that. So, Larimar. Vicky, you said you loved it. I do too. Tell me why.
One of my first pieces that I made was a Kumihimo wrap. I used some Larimar, some aquamarine, some pearls, on some chain, and I alternated them, just the basic one, and I wrapped it, you know, and so when they were all together, it just looked like summer.
Yeah,
and it was so lovely, but because I was new, I didn't put the right clasp on and I broke it.
Oh
and
no!
I lost it when I was out shopping.
Oh no!
And I was so upset.
Yeah.
I still haven't made another one, but I'm desperate. I will make another one.
Well, since you're getting Larimar, a one locational gemstone for under £10, maybe today could be your day. Maybe today could be your day. Larimar, one locational gemstone. It comes from, as I say, the Dominican Republic, and the location which it's formed is incredible. If you imagine a volcano, okay, so imagine the epicenter, if you will, of the volcano, the location where all the magma moves, etc. You have to then have the very cavernous region around, don't you? Larimar you actually get from the cavernous regions, and it's there's these very small pathways which are sometimes naturally and sometimes man-made, cut into essentially the side of a volcano. And what you get as you get closer and closer and closer to that epicenter is all of this hot heat, whereby Larimar can't form anymore. When they get to that location, they have to retreat, and they have to travel quite a far distance. Sometimes it's on average between sort of 5 kilometres and 10 kilometres. But because it is quite a walk, and because it is quite an effort, and because the mining process is so strenuous, they actually move their whole villages. That's incredible, isn't it, to be able to move entire villages. You have got a beautiful array of colours on this, and when you go to the Dominican Republic, in particular in the location actually that we've got this from, you will find stalls totally dedicated to this gemstone. Price points, you know, around and upwards of thousands of pounds. Larimar at under £10, just to let you know, this is a brand new strand. I think is incredible. That for me just popped over the neck. I think that's like Saint-Tropez chic. Yeah. It really is, isn't it? Mm. And yet it's going to be under £10, as you know. Oh!
I thought you were going to swear then.
No! I cannot get over that price point. £5.95 for you. I have never ever seen that price point before.
No, I'd be amazed if I was at home. I would be getting it.
You'd be there, wouldn't you? And that is brand new strand, I need to point out as well. That is incredible.
It's lovely, yeah.
Wow.
There won't be many of them left.
I don't think there will. No, you're right. No, I think you're right.
I'll be on the train on the way home.
Trying to order. Trying. Just seeing if anyone's taken it out of their basket. Imagine this kind of design actually with these. Yes, it would be bigger and bolder, but wow.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's what I made. It was just, you know, it was really pretty.
I think this is glorious. £5.95 for you today. Get it whilst you can, I have to say. You can pretty much pay any price you can set your mind to for Larimar, but I wouldn't normally expect it to be under £20. Over half of my stock has gone. This is getting more and more difficult for, well, for everyone actually to get their hands on. So do get your hands on it whilst you can. I think that is a sensational deal, and so do all of you. 40 in baskets, and I've got 26 available. So please get it as quickly as you can. £5.95, last chance on that. Well done, everyone. Okay, whilst you're all going loop-de-loop for that, we are going to carry on with our demonstration. So we've done all of the loop-de-loos.
Yeah, so we've got, imagine I've done that on the other side as well. Okay. And the even. So then we can add on our drops now if we wish. Just open up as if it was a jump ring, and you're just opening the door. You're popping it on. Yeah, sorry, there you go. And then close. And try and make sure it's at the top, you know, because that's a bit open. Yeah. So otherwise, you know, they're going to fall off. So we put them along there. Then we want to make this next piece, which is a little connector.
That's a really nice link.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So I used I think it was 4 inches of the 0.6. So about 1.5 inches along, and we make a wrap loop or lap droop. Sorry, that's going to be haywire. Right, sorry, there we go. And we want the longer. This is where we're going to be putting our gemstones, and we want this to be longer because we're going to wrap that round the gemstones as we go along.
I see.
So we wrap around once, twice, then add on a gemstone. I tried doing it with putting all 3 gemstones on at once, but they kept moving up. So this way you can secure it, hold it with the loop, and then just basically wrap it round. Wrap it round once, come up, add another one. I think I found one pearl that wouldn't go through the 0.6.
Okay.
And that was probably because it just had a bit of dust or something in it.
Yeah. And you can get reams for things like that if you needed to.
Yeah. See, that one won't go through. And sometimes it's just because the end has gone a bit out of shape with you putting the other ones on. So you just... And there we go.
Those pearls are in the kit, of which apparently I have a very small amount of.
And then just before you wrap that round, put it in, and now we want to make another wrap loop. So we're going out, then turn our pliers around, the pliers back in, and I only want to wrap round once, just because I'm wrapping around there as well, so it'll be too chunky. So just wrap round, and then wrap round with that. Then straighten up, and then use your pliers. Use your pliers to neaten up, and then you can use your flat nose pliers to make a nice neat. And then neaten this end up. And then we attach. So we make it, you start a little production line, make a few of them, make a few of your drops.
Okay.
So at the top, we want to add on one of these, then we want to add on our drop. Then we want to close. And now we want to do our little link, figure of 8 link. I've done a big size. So I used my original basic pliers. This is in 0.8 because we want some strength. So I just all the way around. I think there's, it's been done a million times, but all the way around, and then all the way back out. And then just so you've got both of these both of these going, like so the so that you get a nice shape, and then you can go in and click and click, and then straighten, and then open that to put it through, close, and then you want to add on another one, and you just go all the way around like that, and then add on a clasp. So that is a really good way to do it, because sometimes when you're doing double wrap loops, you can forget, can't you, to link? Yeah. So you don't need to worry with this. No, you just, because you can sit there, do all of them, and you're adding them on afterwards, so you don't need to faff with trying to put it on and then do a nice wrap while it's hanging on a piece of jewellery, which can be really awkward. So, and you can make these a lot smaller by doing a similar one, but using your smaller, one of your notches on your round nose pliers, do the exact same thing. So if you didn't want a massive, you do a bit more dainty. Yeah. So
perfect.
Yeah. And then you finish it off with a handmade clasp.
So this is the clasp that we have at the back. It ties in beautifully with the actual
I showed
design,
how to do that last time, but shall I show again?
Perfect. It's up to Danny. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Okay. I'm going to try and use these.
Okay.
Because I haven't got these. Because last time I done it with a knitting needle. So we want the bigger
thicker wire.
Thicker wire,
0.8.
yeah. Not bigger, thicker, because we want some strength. And also you can hammer it to give it the strength. But once you've twisted it, so we want to make a loop. And then wrap round. Where am I up to? There. And now we just want to make a little, you can do another wrap loop if you wanted.
Okay.
But you can just simply do this.
So that's the loop section to this clasp.
Yeah. And then we can just use that open and close to add on to the end.
And the great thing about being able to make your own clasps is, so long as you've got wire that's been used in the kit, it's all going to tie in together, it's all going to look beautiful. So, really lovely look. Hilary, can you please tell me the gauges of wire in this kit, as it doesn't say on the website? No problem, Hilary. 0.4, 0.6 and a 0.8 for you, Hilary. So a big range of gauges there. We're using 0.8 at the moment, and we're just going to finish off this loop now. So we've done the hook side, and now we're going to do the... No, we've done the loop side, we're doing the hook side.
Yeah. Now then, so we just want to hook round. I'm not sure how to use it. I think, yeah. Where's my... I'm messy.
I'm a messy crafter as well. Are you like this at home too?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And then before I start a new thing, I have to clean it all away.
Yeah, because otherwise your head boggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to make our little hook on the end.
And this is a good technique as well for your clasp, but also you can make sort of shepherd hook looks with this technique, can't you?
Yeah.
Different gauge, probably. But
well, this is a bit small, this one.
Yeah.
It's a little dainty.
A little dainty one, why not?
A little dainty. And then we need something. And just another fab on the bottom. But a bit bigger.
A bit bigger. There we go.
That's a bit small. Yeah, don't use that one. It's a bit small.
But you get the technique, and then you loop it over, and that is your clasp. And there is the clasp finished, done and dusted. Finished, done and dusted. So that is the section we've just done, and this is the entire piece the wonderful Vicky has just shown us how to create. Thank you so much for showing us that piece. I think it's a really beautiful looking design and a very wearable one as well. Vicky, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not going, no.
Okay, cool.
I'm
going to head on over
chill
here,
over here now.
Pardon?
I'm going to chill.
Do you want us to throw a challenge at you?
Oh, no.
No, all right, cool.
All right, then, go on, yeah.
All right, go on then. All right, we'll see. We'll think about it.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our under £10 day. How fab are her pieces? Aren't they incredible? We've got under £10 day today, and we have been bringing to you so many treats and so many deals. I brought you the earring drops earlier on, if you recall. These were the one to own. And now I'm bringing to you the silver half drill pearl stud earrings. There's no fine thing. Wait, am I bringing the wrong thing? Oh, hey up, here they are. Hey up, I got them. Okay, do apologise. I've got your half-drilled pearls in the silver here. These are big buttons. I have actually got some half-drilled pearl findings coming up for you in a moment too, if you want them. These are genuine freshwater pearls, and wow, what a size we've got on these. What do you like about our half-drilled pearls, Vicky? Have you worked with them before?
Used them before? No, but obviously I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory that you just use a little bit of glue and a 0.6 maybe.
Yeah. And you can make your own, findings with these. I have actually got some ones coming up later on, but you don't have to use it. I think 0.6 is a really good shout. A little bit of glue, leave it to dry.
Yeah.
And what might you do with these? Would you go to earrings, or would you do drops, or?
Well, I think I'd like it, because I do lots of wire work.
Yeah.
I think I'd like, finish off the ends of a wire rather than having to do a loop.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or having it scratching something, at the back.
Really
You've got to always hide the wire.
Yeah, you do.
Whereas with that, you can put it in and then, make it a nice feature.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I like that point actually. Hide all the mechanisms and keep it nice and smooth against the skin. Get them whilst you can. Should be, wait, it's £6.95. Shouldn't be. It should have been at something else we would expect. But at £6.95 is your price on these ones today. I'm really quickly going to bring you as many deals as I can in this next 3 minutes, which is probably just this one, but hey, it's good enough. Look at this. Wow, big, bold, dramatic chance. Sorry, Vicky literally just went, whoa, when you looked at these. They are high-end, like massive high-end looking pieces. They're so individual and unique.
They're arty, very arty.
So arty. You're absolutely right. Really very, very arty. I think they'll go great with that Moldavite I had on earlier, actually, with that kind of creator story and feel to them. These are huge. Peacock green, creator story. That's funny. A peacock green quartz I've got for you here in your really large nuggets. I mean large, I describe them as stalactites actually. They're so mammoth. You have got massive sizes up to 48 by a 12 mil. Wire wrap around these. Simple piece of cord in them. What about just stacking them up and having them as a really nice, real nice display for your photographs? I think it'll be really good, wouldn't it? You have got a lovely look and detail with these, and you're getting loads of them. Lots of movement of colour. Silver. In fact, let me just pull this to the side. You might be able to see the amount of different colours you've got on this. Greens, golds, silvers. Can you see as they move, those colours appear to change in front of you? Huge amount of carat weight there. We are rolling this down. This is a huge piece. You ready? £6.95. It's under £10 strand. It shouldn't have been at £6.95, but it is today. I think if you like big and bold, what about pairing this with something like the turquoise? Hey, why not? And don't forget, it doesn't have to be jewellery. You can make anything you set your mind to with these. I quite like the idea of these maybe in a bowl with some candles on there or something like that. I think would give it a little bit of a special look. Those turquoise coming up for you in a little bit. You could do absolutely loads with these to keep it really interesting and statement. I think these are a little bit dystopian future, aren't they? They've got a little bit of that kind of futuristic feel with that metallic luster to them. So I think you could do something wild with these, almost like a Bowie or Debbie Harry kind of inspired piece you could do with these. Really go for it. £6.95 for you. OAP. Oh, 96 is your code on this one today. There is loads of other things coming up for you. Let me show you these ones, because I did promise you that I'd be bringing to you the earring findings for your half-drill pearls. Hold them up. Fiddly. You've got these coming up for you very, very shortly. These are your half drilled round earrings. I've also got for you those huge turquoise coming up. They're coming up after the break as well. We are heading on over to a break, but you don't want to go anywhere. If you've got your baskets open, please remember, one postage and packaging, not each item, not each 20 grams. It is £2.95 postage and packaging all the way up until midnight. So do make sure you are making the most of that, because when you're getting strands like this and strands like those, you're going to have a big smile on your face when you do finally get these delivered. It's lovely to be with you today. Me and Vicky are going to be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Make the most of it. See you in a bit.
I started crafting from a very young age, doing all sorts of different crafting. That developed into card making and then onto jewellery making.
I got started because my sister started giving us jewellery and the women in the family jewellery as gifts.
To start, I was making it for me, and then my friends saw what I was wearing, and then one of my friends said, well, why don't you have a go at selling? So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see how it goes.
I do like a challenge. Because sometimes you look at something and think you can't do it, but then you don't know if you don't try, do you?
When you've made it and you've just made it, you think that's nice, put it on. When you get it out the next time, that's when you think, yeah, that looks really good, that looks quite professional, I'm proud to wear it.
Quite often at work they'll ask me what I'm wearing. They're astonished. First of all, you think something so simple and they're astonished at the piece of jewellery that you've made.
They say it looks so professional, and when I show them how easy it is to do, they're saying, oh, can I have a go of it?
These necklaces are great for layering up, for atmosphere, sort of holidays.
Because they're there in the living room with you, you get to see the same people on a regular basis and you feel a bit like you know them.
It's like a family, you know all the guests that are on the TV. And then when you come to something like a workshop, it's really good because you seem to know everybody, you know about the people that you're working with.
It just feels like your own family, that you're actually there with them and you are part of their family, you're part of their, their community.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting. But being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Versatility. You can do anything with wire work. You can make very delicate pieces, you can make huge great big structural pieces. You've got so many different gauges to use, and we've got the twisted wire, you've got all the colours in it. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you go on the website, the range of products you've got in the wire is phenomenal. You've got something for everything. So if you're doing very delicate jewellery, and you can make it so delicate with the 0.25 wires for wrapping, or you could do something like me with a big structural piece and you're using the 1.5 and the 1.25 wires for your frames, and then all the ranges in between. It's just, there's nothing that you can imagine that you can't make out of wire. Not that I've found yet, anyway.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with Jewellery Maker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with Jewellery Maker.
This is a very special opportunity. Beryl. So intense in its colour. It's got a really wonderful depth. And I will be bringing this to you. Under £10. Now, we would never normally expect something like this, but it is under £10 a day. Yes, that's been on kits. So get yourself looking online, call the call centre, see what we've had going on, and see what you can get your hands on, because this day will not last forever. 300 carats worth of a really, truly rich and intense strands that we've got here. You've got the kind of morganite hues. You've got heliodor hues in here, you've got emerald hues, you've definitely got lots of the aquamarine kind of colours running through there as well. And you can tell every single one, this isn't weak, this isn't washed out, this is intense, this is grabbing your attention. And the way I always think about it when you're working with beryl is you can get really kind of flat beryls in a sense. You can get some beryls that look very washed out indeed. The way I think of it is when you're doing the likes of your cordial, when you've got your glass of water and you're doing a bit of cordial, and you're you can either put in, you know, half a teaspoon of cordial in there, and it's going to be really watery, isn't it? It's going to be really watered out. It might be the colour you'd expect, say it's an orange cordial. It'll be the colour you expect, it'll be the tone you expect, but it'll be really watery. Then imagine you need a little bit of a kick, a little bit of a boost of sugar, and then you put in, you know, half a bottle. It's going to be the same colour, same tone, but more intensity. Beryl, we tend to get more towards the watery area, but we've got this intensity naturally. That's something to look for. I've got less than 50 now. You're ready for this. Your price point is coming on in. It shouldn't be this price, but we're rolling it down for you now. £6.95 on beryl. That is a very special deal. I have got less than 50 chances on this now. I do apologise. Please do come in and get your hands on it whilst you can. That is an astonishing deal. And speaking of astonishing, today I'm joined by a lady who's given us so many lovely step-by-step tuition. It is Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Hi. Beryl, £6.95. Would you expect it?
No. I would love that strand though. So if I was at home, I'd be buying it.
Yeah, that'd be one you treat yourself to. Wouldn't normally expect a deal like this at all. Under £10. NQGP74 is your number. Is your code, sorry. Is your code on that one. Your item number. If you call the call centre and you want to get your hands on the final few of those, then you absolutely can feel free to. You all right there, Prancing Pete? Yeah. He's just been prancing around like this in the studio, just skipping in. You're having a lovely time today, Brother Pete. Yeah. Brother Pete is the floor manager. And what are you grabbing for me, Brother Pete? What are you prancing for? What am I grabbing? He's forgotten. Too busy prancing.
What hour?
What hour? He said to our producer. Sterling silver
goodies
coming up for you now. Well done, everyone. Final few of those. Only got about 15 of those left. Thank you so much, Brother Pete.
Goodies.
Pardon?
Sterling silver goodies.
Which one's your favourite, Brother Pete? Brother Pete, come in and say hello to people, please. This is my lovely Brother Pete.
Hello. Hi.
Which one's your favourite? Which one do you want us to do first? The one the S-shaped hook, do you?
It took my eye.
Yeah? What?
It took my eye, that one.
Took my eye, that one did. Can I just tell you? Produce Danny's going. Oh, should we do the, let's do the vintage connector first. Let's do the vintage connector first. Brother Pete instantly picks the non-vintage connector. Are we going to do the S-shaped glass then first? Pete's choice, apparently we are, yeah. Brother Pete has spoken. There he is, prancing around. Look at him. Wow. Starts the weekend.
What? Lola, she has a little half an hour like that where she runs and she jumps from each corner of my bed, and it looks a bit like that.
I love that. Lola, by the way, Brother Pete, just so you're aware, Lola is Vicky's dog. Just so you're aware. Brilliant. S-shaped clasp here for you, ladies and gentlemen, in your sterling silver. This is, wow, wow, wow. I'm not surprised this caught Brother Pete's eye, as he is a bit of a magpie. Sterling silver S-shaped hook we've got here, and this is, well, your S-shaped hook. It essentially means that you can use this to finish off your designs, to add a clasp. It means it's less fiddly than, say, the likes of your lobster claw, etc. £6.95 as chosen by Brother Pete, and if that's not a reason to purchase it, nothing is it? £6.95. Well done, everyone. Really great opportunity there. Really wonderful deal to get all of that topaz. It's going to give you a brightness, a sparkle, and just to let you know, 5 topaz you have inlaid in here and cut to, well, exquisite proportions. £6.95 for you on that one. A really great deal. Well done, everyone. I have got a vintage connector coming up for you in a moment or two. So if you did want the vintage connector, don't worry, I will be doing that for you. Also, please do not forget the turquoise is coming up very, very soon for you. In fact, coming up in minutes, pretty much. So do make sure you are staying tuned for this wonderful turquoise, because that's on its way. Quite like the idea of the turquoise with the S-shaped connector. What do you think, Vicky?
Yes, I do, yeah. Or the vintage.
Yeah, or the vintage one. You're right, Vicky. Or the vintage one that Brother Pete didn't pick.
I'm going on. Prancing now.
Pardon?
As he sat down now.
Are you sat down now, Brother Pete? No, he stood up. Are you still prancing, we want to know? Look at him, sat down. That was a prancy sit, wasn't it? By the way, Brother Pete does work here. And he's I just want to let you know, it's not like, he's here for pure entertainment, but he does work as well, I promise you, he does. Floor manager. Okay, let's bring you a vintage connector now. And this, I have to say, has got this wonderful floral design. Is this the right one, Danny? Danny? Is this the right one?
Yeah, that's a serious face.
Have a little look. That is the right one, perfect. I just wanted to doubly, triply check. This is your vintage connector with that floral design. I think that is really pretty. What does this make you think of, please, Vicky?
Well, one of my first macrame pieces, before I'd done micro macrame, I had a sterling silver piece like that, and either side I used some cord, and then finished it with a similar clasp.
Oh yeah.
And it was really pretty. It was just a lovely, really delicate, lovely. And my sister-in-law at the time, she's not a sister-in-law, my brother's girlfriend at the time loved it, and she wanted 2 of them, and she wore them both together.
Yeah.
So it's,
it's one of those pieces that I like that it kind of stands out in your mind. I think that's what things like this can do. So your connector can be used for loads of things. It can be the centre with, say, cords or chain going to either side, or you can use it that way around. So you could actually have this drop in as a pendant if you wanted to, and perhaps do some chain from the base of it. Your price is rolling down. Get ready. It's walking. £4.95 for you today. What do you think of that, Pete?
That's great. I love it.
I was expecting more, I'll be honest.
What's he want?
What does he want? I don't know. I've no idea, Brother Pete. £4.95. Pardon, Pete?
It's a trick to get me out here.
It's a trick to get you out here. Yes, it is, Brother Pete. Oh, it brightens up my day, does Brother Pete. £4.95 for you today. And Michael, yes, and Michael does too. Oh, look at that. Brotherly love. Isn't that lovely? You're dressed quite similarly today, actually. You really are. Right, buy them. $4.95 for you today. I'm going to bring you loads more in this hour, and let's get moving through, shall we? Let's do this. How about
this
cabochon?
This is why I wanted to become a guest designer, because you're all a bit crazy.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah,
I didn't think about whether I could do it.
Yeah, we're not the average, are we?
No.
It's one of those, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to be mad to work here things.
Yeah.
Does help a bit though.
It does. That was at my interview. I was said it does help.
Oh, perfect, perfect. I'm bringing a cabochon now. Now I'm bringing you a cabochon that you're going to love and adore, because it's under £10 and it's sapphire. Look at that.
It's my birthstone.
You lucky, lucky lady. September's birthstone. Genuine sapphire. What do you like about sapphire, please, Vicky?
Well, now I know that it's multicoloured. I like that.
Yeah.
But my favourite is the blue, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I got a sapphire ring when I was younger, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is the archetypal colour.
And it's the perfect colour, isn't it?
It really is, you're right. When we think about sapphire, there are fancy sapphires, you can get them in a range of colours, but we do think of this kind of blue, this well, Kate Middleton effect blue. This is a genuine sapphire, and it's brand new. We've never ever brought this to you before, and yet still we have to bring it to you today, because it's been scheduled for today, and therefore it has to be under £10. Now this is a huge, huge, huge piece that we have here, and I don't know if you can see that light that's trapped within there. It's to do with essentially the structure of this and how this is built up. You don't always get that in sapphire, but I actually really like it when you do. I think it almost gives it this shimmer, and it really does kind of grab your attention, doesn't it? You have got 13 carats worth here in one place. I mean, just think about this. If you went into a high street store now, and you went in and asked for a 13 carat blue sapphire ring, it wouldn't be $9.95, would it? That is a sensation. I didn't mean to go that high. It just happened. It really, you wouldn't though, would you? At all. You wouldn't expect to pay $9.95 for a point of a carat. This is an astonishing deal. It really is. What do you think about this, please, at that price?
No, I still want to be at home.
So you could be making your orders. This really is a special, special deal. And I think you could make pendant size is beautiful with this, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also big statement ring.
I was thinking claw set and a ring, so that you could see the whole thing rather than hiding it behind a lot of wire.
I love that idea. I'm just thinking as a pendant. Let me tell you what I've got coming up. Have a look what we've got coming up. This is a really beautiful strand of turquoise I've got coming up for you. Any minute. I don't know where it's going. Oh wait, I've got it. Wait, no. And so that's coming up for you in a bit, and it would go perfectly with this sapphire. £9.95 for you today. A really, really beautiful opportunity on this. Wire work with this. You could macrame with this as well. It'd be good with friendly plastic if you wanted to. Oh my goodness, metal clay.
Oh yeah.
Metal clay would be phenomenal with this, wouldn't it? Get it whilst you can. It's a cheeky little number at £9.95. Well done, everyone. Okay, I'm bringing you these earrings. They have got the half jewel pearls upon them. We did the drops earlier. Let's go for the traditional studs. This is your star vibe. Okay, everybody, we have got for you here your sterling silver earring posts and your half drilled pearls. Let me just pop that into place. Let me just put the back on just to give you an idea of how these will look. And then you can imagine wearing them for yourself. Stud, genuine pearl earrings. They're beautiful. Very, very traditional. Stud pearls have been famous throughout history. Worn by royals, adorning very famous artworks. This is a very traditional look that we have with these. And I think personally, the size helps with that. You're looking at perfect rounds, as you can see, and you're looking at around the 5 to 6 mil in size. Because of the size of these, because of the daintiness to the size, they're not over the top, they're not dramatic. These for me are the types of pearls that you could wear for very special occasions, be it weddings, christenings, race days. But also these could be the ones that you pop on, you know, at 7:30 in the morning when you're getting up for work, and you can wear all the way throughout the day. Because they have that traditional look, it actually makes them very wearable. Now, we have got for you individual components, as you can see. You are going to be getting the pearls, which as you can see are half drilled. That means there's a drill hole on one side, but it doesn't show all the way through to the front. You've also got the T-bar. Now, the bar. This section will go through your ear. You've got the little circular section here, which almost will act as a bead cap in essence, I suppose, and almost like a mattress, if you will, for the actual pearl itself. So it's got somewhere nice to sit, so it's not kind of moving around too much. And then there's this section here, which will go through to the pearl itself. And then, of course, you've got the butterfly back. Selection of your butterfly backs. Sorry, I'm just looking if it says it does. They do state 925 on them, so people are going to know you're working with that high-end quality. And as I said earlier, a lot of people will only wear the sterling silver. When you've got something as traditional as this, you can expect big price points, and understandably, these have had a whole history to be able to, I suppose, establish a worth, to establish a perceived value. My price point on each pair of these, if I were to bring them to you at £9.95 each, you're still going to be able to get 2 pairs of these earrings for £20. Now that, for me, is not a perceived value that I would expect. £9.95, therefore, for both, is pretty amazing, isn't it? When you think of the prices that you might be able to or expected to pay. But if I can do better for you, then I will. We're going to roll it down. Get ready. There's no need to do this. It's already under £10. But we're going to anyway. Because we can £6.95 for you today. If you'd have brought these to me 2.5 years ago, well, 2.5 years ago we wouldn't have had these. We didn't have things like this 2.5 years ago. But if you'd have brought these to me 2.5 years ago at that price each, they would have flown out of the door as quick as you like. For 2 pairs though, that is incredible. What do you think of these, Vicky?
I think they'd be perfect to go, you know, when you've made something a statement necklace and you don't want anything to clash, you don't want a big statement pair of earrings and a statement necklace. So they'd be perfect. And they'd also go with something really elegant and simple, like just obviously a string of pearls.
Yeah, they really would.
So they're really versatile.
They are truly versatile. And I think the really unusual thing with pearls that not a lot of gemstones can say about themselves is that they can, you know, be worn for every day and special occasions, can't they? I mean, I don't think a lot of us would have, say, a diamond pair of earrings that we'd pop on at 7:30 in the morning just to go to work in. But you would with pearls. You might just save the likes of, you know, your diamonds for those special occasions. But at the same point, you can use these for your christenings, your weddings and everything else.
Yeah.
It's a really unique and individual organic. Well done, everyone who's coming through for these. Don't forget for me, they are a genuine organic. which is why you haven't got carat weight on these. They are a genuine gemstone created by that mollusk. £6.95 is a wonderful opportunity. Get all of those whilst you can. All you need to make these, bit of glue. That's it. If you're brand new, what a perfect first make. Easy peasy. Well done everyone, £6.95. I'm going to do some blue opal for you now. And wait, blue opal under £10. I mean, not a lot of people know that opal come in with these prices. Oh, lovely, lovely peaches in here. You know that peach aventurine I had on for you earlier? The colour that's emitting from the centre of this, due to the structure of that silica-based substance, is giving you that colour peach, but shining through. It's really beautiful. Take a little look. It will be under £10, so add it to your order as quickly as you can. Shaded sky blue opal. Totally and absolutely natural. We haven't dyed this to get this colour. Not everyone knows that opal comes in a range of colours, very much like we were saying earlier with your sapphire, but they absolutely do. This is a natural colour and you've got the shading aspect in there. That means that we're changing the kind of tones, let's say, that go through here. You've got those really, really, really light colours going all the way through to almost turquoisey blues. In fact, Larimar blues.
I was just thinking, I was waiting for you to stop talking, but you know, you never do.
No, that's true. Me and you, Vicky, sharing the same mind today. It's Larimar,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I was just thinking that would just go lovely with Larimar.
We did bring you a Larimar strand earlier on. They may well have sold out though. We've sold out of quite a few things today. And how would you pair these with maybe the Larimar?
Ooh. Well, you could have a nice cluster of the Larimar and then one of them, and then a nice cluster, and then carry on. Or do a little silver connector and then have some Larimar, you know, just nice, or just mingle them all together.
Just mingle them all. I like that.
Just look at them.
Just a look at them, and you do just want to look at these. Blue opal, totally natural, emitting that wonderful peachy glow. Your price point today, was that Brother Pete? Something just fell. $14.95 is your should-be price point. Already a sensational deal, but we are rolling it down. We had to take it under £10 because it is our under £10 day. At 8 o'clock tomorrow, this will not be £9.95. This is going to be £14.95. Absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever with this at £15. I'm happy with it. It's a very unusual, very unique gem. It's your Peruvian gemstone as well. We don't get to see many gemstones coming out of Peru, particular at the moment. £9.95 is a deal to really make the most of whilst you can. £14.95. £19.95 is actually what kind of go-to mind price for me with an opal like this. But hey, £9.95 is actually our price. Should be £14.95, and that's the price it will be tomorrow at 8 o'clock for you. Totally and absolutely natural, very individual and unique, and using the ideas like Vicky gave to you then, working those alongside the Larimar for just added bonus and texture will be wonderful. 15 minutes coming up on that turquoise, okay, so please do feel free to stay tuned for that one, because to get huge pieces like that and £10 I think is very, very special indeed. I love that this is one of our colours of the year as well, and I think the fact that you've got those mixtures of hues going through there, actually from the almost rose quartz peach in the centre to the outwards look of that serenity on the outside, I think £9.95 is a great deal. SPRU21, that's your code on this. Loads of you coming on in for these ones. How about, you've got the sky, do you want a bit of sunshine? Okay, I can bring you some. Lemon quartz. Beams of sunshine from this lemon quartz. I've just heard the price of these and I just let out a silent what? These are going to be under £7. Okay, they're under £6. All right, they're going to be under £5. This is lemon quartz that I have here for you. Well done, everyone, on that opal. Goes really nicely, doesn't it? Imagine these interspersed within that Imagine these maybe in something like a tree of life with the opals going around the sides, almost giving that moonlight glow to the piece. You have got your lemon quartz here, and it's got this lovely delicacy to it. Okay, the saturation isn't over the top. I mean, if this was heavily saturated, then you wouldn't be expecting under £5, which is what I'm going to show you on your screen in a moment. But because it has got that gentle kind of detail and look to it in colour, it doesn't distract from the glow, and you can see that inner glow. You can see that movement. It hasn't just got light on the surface, and I don't know if you can see it at different angles, but you can actually see the gleam that happens on across the skin. If you can see that down in this area here, you can see that gleam and that glow that happens on the skin, and that's to do with the way that the gemstone itself, with the clarity aspect that it has, brings to you this movement of light internally that then shines, that then gives a beautiful look and effect. What do you think of this, please?
It looks very like it's got flashes of silver running through it, you know, as you're moving it. It's so sparkly from over here. So yeah, I think it'd go lovely in a cuff piece where you could, you know, have some wirework swirls, and then just, you know, like you said, interspersed with some of the opal or the turquoise, you know, just, you know, a nice mixture of different coloured stones with, you know, just amazingness.
Amazingness. I love that. It really is. Those are beautiful, bright lemon quartz drops that we have here for you, and it's just $3.95. What do you think of that price?
That's amazing again.
That is such a deal and a half. It really,
could be
really
like one
is.
of them where you go into one of the shops, you know, that are, you know, less than £1 or something.
Yeah.
And you go in and then you realise you've spent a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah. Because everything seems too much to
ignore.
Yeah, you can't ignore it today. You have to get it.
You really do. You have to get your hands on it whilst you can. It is just £3.95. Quite like the idea of this Kumahi mode as well, actually. These are like little rays of sunshine. That's lovely. Aww, they are little rays of sunshine, aren't they?
Sparkling away.
Sparkling away. I've got a competition launch on my presenter page tomorrow. You've just reminded me with that. Lyrics tomorrow. Lyrics. A little bit of a clue. Keep your eyes peeled on that. £3.95 for you today. Mookites. Mookite under £10 for you. One locational gemstone. Mookite and sunshine. Mwah. Bringing to you the Mookite now. Mookite, one locational gemstone from Mooka Creek. And Mooka itself, Mooka Creek, the wording itself essentially means running water. And that's what these are created by. These are created by ancient waters, ancient seas that have moved and no longer exist in the same location. These are essentially ancient historic creatures which have been tiny, you know, almost microscopic creatures that have been fossilised over time. And that is what Mookite is. And that's why you get this huge range in colours. You've got sweetheart pinks in there, you've got creams, you've got blues and greens as well. Well, back palettes of blue, let's say. Not as the defined colour, but definitely back palettes on some of those greener ones. You've got terracottas in there, you've got very natural and neutral tones. And because you've got those natural and neutral tones, the carving really helps. You've got the leaf shape on these ones. We've got to get that price in because we are getting low in stock. You ready for this? It's tickling in. Your price point today, everybody, rolling down, should be over, well, more than you're about to see. £5.95. This is a genuine gemstone. This is a historic, ancient gemstone. This hasn't been whipped up in a lab, you know, what, in an hour and a half. This is something which has taken hundreds of thousands of years to fossilise and to be as beautiful and as effortlessly kind of styled as it is. Well, I say effortlessly, I haven't had to gemstone cut these into these wonderful drops, centre drilled with those vein details to them. What would you be doing with the carved leaves, please, Vicky?
I was thinking, you know, before when you had the hoops, the shell the shell hoop thing, the brown ones.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
and we were going to a macrame, and I think that they'd look lovely with macrame and that hoop as the centre.
I really like that idea because the colours match perfectly, don't they?
Yeah.
Really great idea. We had those on earlier on. If you would like to take a little look on those ones, you can go to JewelleryMaker.com and have a little look on there for us all. 80 carats worth today. Just £5.95, a really sensational deal, and under £10. I mean, for a one locational gem, you would never normally expect that deal, would you?
No.
You really wouldn't. Oh, he's prancing back in. You're making Vicky giggle at you.
Oh.
I can't help that. You just went, I can't help that. Hello, Brother Pete, what you bringing to me now?
Bring it over.
What is it?
Hello.
What is it?
It's a bit of things.
It's what?
Hang on.
Yes, hang on. He hasn't got a clue. It's
yeah. I've got to go.
You've got to go. All right. See you later. I've got for you some beautiful strands. They are really, really eye-catching. What are we doing next then? Are we? Oh, I absolutely love. Do you know what? I'm not surprised Brother Pete didn't know what it is because we hardly ever do this strand. I have to be honest. I didn't realise that this was such a tricky question. But okay. What you get with your Durasol quartz is this illumination, okay? If you've never seen it before, this is a natural effect. This isn't something that we've, coated or filled to give this look. You can fill quartzes and they get a similar look, but this hasn't been. This is natural. But it gives you this glow. Are you ready? It's so unique. It really, really is. It's almost eerie.
I thought it was moonstone at first.
It looks almost like the best moonstone in a way, doesn't it, when you see it from afar? And you actually do get elements that look similar to a shiller within there. It's because of the way that the light is put within. But this is natural in its effect, and I always think it looks like it's had like a smoking process done to it. It hasn't. This is totally natural.
And it looks a bit topazzy.
Does look a bit topaz-like. You're right, actually. You're really right. In particular, the translucency of it that you can get sometimes with, excuse me, that you can get with it sometimes on the likes of your topazes. This is a really individual and unique strand, and I like that because it means that you have the opportunity to add something different to your collection. You get to add a glow that maybe you haven't been able to before. Okay, this price point is a shocker. £9.95 I was expecting the lowest we could go to, but actually today we've done £8.95. This is going to give you so much more diversity in your collection. It really will. Because look at the glow on this and look at the way the light moves. I have to say to you, the lights in here don't do it that much justice, I'll be completely honest. It's just because we've got more lights in here than we have in a sunbed shop. But if you get this home, 30-day money back guarantee if you don't fall in love, I would say look at it in natural daylight because it really will captivate you. And it's going to make your gemstones really go far. If I could just pop that back down again, I just want to show you it. You still do get that colour that moves through behind of the actual gem, if you can see that. The turquoise coming up. So it almost gives you like the effect of a topaz or a quartz, but with that smoky and eeriness inside, almost like you would get with a chalcedony. It's just one of those gemstones with it, which has so many attributes of so many different gems. £8.95 for you. Well done, everyone. Lots of multi-buyers on that one too.
Oops.
Final few chances on that one. Loads of multi-buyers on that. Really quickly going to get to you just before that turquoise. Amethyst rounds. These are so dainty. You were talking earlier on about seed beads and working with seed beads. These are seed beads style and shape, let's say, gemstones. Why do you like working with dainty things like this sometimes?
Well, I like, because with seed beads, one of the things that I do like is that you can bezel set a cabochon with them. So I like that. Plus they add an extra, when you when you add different size gemstones into a piece, it just adds real texture and interest. Rather than, you know, just the one thing with wire weaving around it. You know, it's nice to have a little bit of an extra thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it does, and I loved your idea of doing it with something like a cap, because these are dainty. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you on board with this?
Yeah.
Let me show you. Now, do forgive me, you know how clumsy I am. I'm just going to ish. What do you think? What do you think with that moldavite that we did earlier on? Oh, you get the idea. These are your dainty amethyst. February's birthstone, of course, birthstone of Valentine's Day. This is 2 mil rounds that we have here. The amount of work that's gone into faceting these is incredible, and yet still we've been able to do it for under £10 today. Wow, did not see that one coming. That is an absolute seal of a deal. The price my mind was going to was £9.95 on this one, I'll be completely honest with you. Reason being, when we do micro-faceted rounds, we're usually close to £20 mark, aren't we?
Seed beads that are, yeah, they come in different sizes, and the small seed beads would be about that price because they're so tiny. So, you know, and you're getting the real thing there.
The real deal gem. And it's natural. That is kind of good against good, and then they meet in the middle and they make great. Not the best analogy I've ever come up with, but Brother Pete's face is staring at me and it's quite off-putting. But in a nice way, in a wonderful way.
It's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. You've just got such a cheeky face when he comes in behind that. Look at that. Come and do that to camera 1, please. And I bet people can't help but be slightly distracted. 1. This is the face that he pulls at me from behind the camera. It's quite distracting, isn't it? £4, siblings are full. £4.95 on those ones today. 2 mil faceted rounds, and these are 5 carats worth. Well done, everyone, an absolute deal for you. And of course, you can work these alongside the likes of the Swarovski from that first kit. Turquoise, right here, right now. Stand by. Turquoise. When we talk about turquoise, we're talking about something which has a status, and understandably so. It's a historic gem which has been loved for millennia. It's incredibly, incredibly difficult to get your hands on. And today, we have it for you. It's a reconstituted version, which means we've been able to give you huge pieces we simply wouldn't be able to give you without. These are your rounds of turquoise. What an eye-catching size that is. These are absolutely eye-catching, aren't they? Now, these, as I say, are reconstituted, and essentially what that means is we've gotten turquoise, and with this turquoise that we've brought to you, they're 12 mil, we've added in some resin there, and we've added in resin meaning that we can give you this big, bold, dramatic shape. If you wanted to go and buy turquoise that was totally natural turquoise, and you wanted to buy it in your 12 mil rounds, naturally, what do you think our Jewellery Maker price would be? I've brought you sort of 8 mils at 150-ish. Yeah, I think 3 figures high. Yeah, high figures, high 3 figures for a plain round 12 mil. If it was Sleeping Beauty, maybe, what, 220? This is all complete guesswork, obviously, but that'd be my guessing, because essentially the turquoise itself is so extremely rare. There are places, in particular in America, whereby they're closing down time and time again, all these different mines for lots of different reasons. But one of the main reasons is because when we're actually getting turquoise out of the ground, Mother Nature in lots of areas of the earth doesn't offer us that many. So what that means is we get it out of the ground, and less yields means less and less money coming out of the mines. Yet we're still paying for the same amount of miners. We're still paying for the same amount of diesel or petrol or whatever we need for the specific machinery. We're still paying in some instances for that land rent and the licensing. And because of this, because of that high price, which is our outgoings that always stay the same, when we're getting less and less out of the ground purely because Mother Nature isn't giving it to us, then mines do close down. That's one of many reasons that mines will close down, because they're spending more money than you're essentially getting out. So we do have to bring to you kind of selections like this that has the aid of that resin within there, bonding these genuine turquoise pieces together. And I think it's great that we're able to do that, because we're able to come up with really interesting, unique shapes and sizes. And 12 mil, boy, that is a size. One of these is a central focal piece, I think, just on a piece of leather, would be the type of thing that pretty much anyone could wear. Ladies and gents of all ages could wear something like that. But of course, you can also go really big and bold with these, because it's a very complementary colour. This is the type of strand that will give you eye-catching impact, or will give you a gentle appeal, depending on how many you use and how exactly you use it. Loads of you already have this in your basket. First person purchased 5. We're rolling that price down for you. You ready? It should not have been £9.95. It's because it's our under £10 day. £9.95 for you on this. I mean, these are 12 mil, huge, big, bold rounds. That's not something you tend to get to see. If we're having an ish count up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I'm 18 and I'm halfway. So 18 times 2, and then that's 36, isn't it? Yeah, just checking the old cog works in the old brain factory. It'd be about 23 pence per stone. I mean, that's an incredible deal, isn't it? What do you think of these, Vicky?
Oh, they're lovely. I think one in a ring with, you know, the wire weaving round it would be really pretty.
I think that'd be a really pretty looking idea. And quite a statement.
Oh, aye.
Yeah. Quite
just for one of them times when you just think, I'll go out there.
Yeah, I like that. When you just think, I can't be bothered to put makeup on, it's all right if I wear this, no one's going to be looking at my face. That kind of look.
Like where you put a pair of sunglasses on.
Yes.
Big oversized sunglasses.
Yeah, huge sunglasses, massive bag, and just one of these is like a big knuckle duster style ring. Would be good, wouldn't it?
I can see it.
Hello to Lena. Brother Pete. Oh, it's on here. This is easier. Hope you don't mind. Brother Pete always looks so happy. Does he ever have a bad day? I somehow don't think so, as he is always happy. Love you, Brother Pete.
Oh,
that's really nice. Come and say thank you, will you please? Come and say thank you to Lena or Lina. I'm so sorry. Reading's not a strong point. He's coming on in. Answer that question then, if you want to be shown on camera 1, that'd be really lovely. And I'll ask you the questions like it's an interview so that we can see you. So, Brother Pete, you're coming around the other side, okay?
Otherwise I'm hidden.
Otherwise you're hidden. Oh, okay. Brother Pete, do you ever have an off day?
No, I don't really have a bad day.
And are you always so happy?
I think you can tell.
And can you tell me what makes you the most happy, Brother Pete? What makes you the most happy, please? That's a difficult question.
You know, a nice.
Just to let you know, my mic's over here. If you just want to talk up a little bit.
A nice sandwich or something.
A nice sandwich or something. Favourite flavour, Brother Pete?
Favourite flavour?
Yeah.
I like a peanut butter sandwich waiting for me outside.
You've got a peanut butter sandwich
waiting
for you. Anything else on that?
Bit of cream cheese or something.
Cream cheese?
Yeah,
and peanut butter?
Yeah, I was in a...
Oh, that is disgusting.
I was in a rush.
You were in a rush?
Yeah, I was in a rush, yeah.
Why at any point would you be in such a rush where you think, I'm going to make myself a peanut butter sandwich, then because I'm in such a rush, I'm going to put cream cheese on it?
I wanted something else.
Okay.
than peanut butter. I put the peanut butter on. And I was like,
Okay.
I want something else, but I was in a rush, so I thought, well, there's nothing.
Okay.
So I just put, cream cheese. Put that on.
Okay.
So yeah, and I was happy with that. So
this is the
I get it. I get it. One of my favourite butties when I was growing up was mayonnaise, tuna and banana butty. I don't know why. And I also used to like an ice cream from the ice cream van with prawn cocktail crisps.
Oh, that's a whole new level now. Vicky, I really liked you before. I'm worried now. I'm worried now.
My tastes have changed now. I'm more just for chili.
Well, we're just going to cut to black. That is wonderfully disgusting. Okay, I'm going to bring you some more treats and deals. You have to, Brother Pete. Come on in, please. Sorry, he's just opened the door and waved something at me.
I'd probably like it.
A bit of proof?
Just a bit of proof. Just a bit of proof. Wow. I have got for you your agate slices. Now, these are so individual. They truly are. And what I love about them is you can see exactly how this is formed. Sorry. In my ear, Brother Pete's just shown the inside of his sandwich and everyone's just going, and Brother Pete's going, it melted in my car. Sorry, I know, I have to hear it, so I thought I'd share it with you. You can see how these are formed. So what you get is, you get this movement of magma in the crust. Now that's not all agate that we get here, but you get this movement of magma. And as it becomes more viscous, you get these pockets of your where gas bubbles essentially are formed, and that gas is released, and then you get sometimes it's silica, sometimes it's quartz, sometimes it's kind of chalcedony forming into those areas, and that's what this is. So you can actually almost see where that air bubble would have been, and how you've got all of those inclusions, all of those elements that kind of fill up that space and that hole and take that place in the crust of the earth. Now, because of this process, you get different types of agate. Now, I know we have, like, you know, the likes of your banded agate, for example, and different types like that. But also you get different movements of light through them. Now, the one I'm holding now, do forgive me, I'm getting me torture truth. The one I've got for you here now, I would describe as your fortification. And it's actually one of my favourite types of agate because you get a true story of how the elements have entered into that porous rock, into that location, and have essentially filled all of these different layers. If I show you, you'll be able to see exactly what I mean. It gives you a mimic or an outline, if you will, of the actual pocket that was left behind all of those thousands of years ago. So that's what I mean, this fortification. It's referred to as fortification because it looks like a fort, essentially. And you have got beautiful array in here, some of them more speckled, some of them with true fortification in there, lots of different elements. And I've got to say, I've even got druzy inside some of these ones. You are getting 500 carats worth. They have got a drill hole, just the one drill hole, so you can see that there. Really lovely designs you'll be able to make with these. £9.95 is a wonderful deal, but we're going to roll it down to £6. If I flip that around, you'll be able to see that internal druzy is just beautiful. We're rolling it down to £6.95. £6.95. You're just smiling and shaking your head, Vicky.
I've just had a brilliant idea, I think.
Go ahead.
But my daughter's been drawing lots of dragons lately, and I was just thinking that they would look lovely, you know, as a multimedia piece with some of them around the dragon. And also, but because you were talking about light, I was then thinking, oh, it'd be nice to have the little Christmas lights, you know, the ones with the battery pack, if you put them behind the canvas.
Oh, I like that
so
idea.
That you could see or put a hole in the canvas and have a light behind.
So that you could see that light going through. I really love that idea. Wow, what an individual idea. But yeah, you don't have to have these as jewellery, you know, things around the home. Mixed medium all the way. £6.95. You will be getting 4 of these, and it will be coming at 500 carats worth. Just £6.95 for you. The agate slices could be wire wrapped like a cabochon or something different. Brother Pete sandwich sounds revolting. I love how you've added that in at the end. So let's focus on the first bit. We're going to wire wrap it like a cabochon. Yeah, you don't have to use that drill hole. And then Brother Pete sandwich sounds revolting. It does. It really does.
No one said anything about my sandwich, so it must sound okay.
Maybe your sandwich just... I'm not totally opposed to the sandwich, I'll be honest. The bit for me that let it down was using the crisps as an ice cream spoon.
Yeah, that's really nice. I might do that later.
Put you in the mood for it now, haven't we?
Nice nostalgic taste.
Well done to everyone getting these £6.95. I adore what Brother Pete has just... Well, no, sorry, Michael has just handed me. I'm sorry, Michael. Oh, he's having a boo-hoo now. Sorry, my love. This is... Well, what do you think?
What is it? Is it shell?
Yeah.
Ah, carved shell.
Carved shell.
Ooh.
Isn't that unique? And I think you could use this as if it were a cabochon, but actually you could use this as a connector. You could use it as a belt buckle. You could put use these almost as elements to drop, like you did the wrap loops with the drops of pearls earlier on. You could do something like that with those, couldn't you? Maybe with that pearl strand that we had earlier on. You could
and on the brooch. The brooch.
The brooch backs, yes. You could even weave certain gemstones into here. What about with those amethysts, those little amethysts that we had on earlier on? They'd be really nice, wouldn't they? $3.95, and let me flip it over so you can see the back detail, so you can pick which side you want. You've got this front detail. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then look at the back. That again is genuine shell. Isn't that really eye-catching? £3.95. I think it's the centre of a cuff. This would be beautiful. I quite like the idea of this with lace on a headband, on like a hair band. I think would look really nicely vintage.
And it'd be nice over a piece of leather as well.
Piece of leather would be beautiful, and you'd be able to really see that leather through it too, wouldn't you? I think that's a wonderful one. Up GP6D issue code for today. £3.95. Well done, everyone. Okay, I've only got 1 minute and 20 left. Can you believe it? So I'm going to mosey on over to Vicky today. Excuse me. Hope you've had a really nice one today. I can't believe it's £10 Day. What's the theme tomorrow, Danny? Danny boy. I know, I can't remember. I did write it down, but it's all the way over there. Have a little look online. I'm over here with Vicky today. Vicky, thank you so much. Come on. So you were very nervous at the beginning. How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling better now. I think I'm just nervous of the demos. I'll have to knuckle down, practice.
It all takes practice. It is by no means simple. It's really, really not. I think people could see guest designers do it and think, oh, that must be quite simple. It's really not, is it?
No.
It's really, really, really not. Thank you so much, Vicky, for today. When are you with us next? Do you know yet? You had your date yet?
Yeah, I think it's about the 24th.
Okay, about the 24th of August, so do keep your eyes peeled for Vicky. We will take pictures of those makes. If you haven't seen her makes yet, genuinely, make sure you have a look on Facebook because they are totally worth a look. I'll be with you tomorrow for Jewellery Maker Summer Fate. Have a wonderful afternoon, stay tuned, and have a nice evening. Bye.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging. Select our standard delivery for just $2.99